I want to do an episode of Food Fight with 3 or 4 different pizza chefs from the area that all make different types of pizzas. You got Cosmos Salerno up in Scranton. He's making the Detroit-style pizzas in a way. Mm-hmm. Detroit fried pizzas, little ones. And then you have like Angelo Recchi, who owns, his family owns Dino's in the malls. He used to own Angelo's in the mall. He owns Lucan now in West Pittston. Like his whole family is a pizza family from this whole area, New York-style pizza, you know? And my buddy Andy France, he makes like this Valley-style pizza, like that boardwalk-style pizza, but like very unique style ones, right? So there's so many different pizzas in this area that having a discussion like that would be a lot of fun.
Very cool, yeah.
Is that what the chef's table was kind of like? You had 3 or 4 different chefs sitting down and just bullshitting?
On Netflix.
Oh, did you ever see
yeah. Okay, yeah. I got you. I got you. All right. I hear what you're saying. I grew up watching Channel 44. The chefs back in the day. What was that one lady? Go. She had a real crazy voice. Julia Childs. Yeah.
Legend.
Good stuff.
When you're ready, boys.
All right. You guys all set?
Let's do it, bub.
Set as I can be.
Looking for the perfect grooming experience for your pup? Welcome to Carley's Fairy Tale Dog Grooming, located at 8 North Main Street in Pittston. We offer boutique-style grooming with a focus on quality over quantity. Your furry friend will enjoy a cage-free, stress-free environment where they will feel comfortable and pampered. At Carley's, we make sure every dog leaves feeling and looking like royalty. Call 541-410-9582 or stop in today to book your appointment at Carley's Fairy Tale Dog Grooming. Genoa Wholesale Foods, supplying quality since 1947. For over 75 years, Genoa Wholesale Foods has been your trusted partner for premium food supplies. Specializing in services to pizzerias, Genoa also caters to restaurants, bakeries, delis, and bars throughout northeastern Pennsylvania. They proudly offer a blend of both private label and national brands, helping you find the perfect products to meet your restaurant needs. With local deliveries and the care of a family-owned business, they are committed to making your success their priority. Choose Genoa Wholesale Foods for reliable, top-quality restaurant supplies that keep your business running smoothly. Genoa Wholesale Foods, locally owned and operated for 3 generations. Call Genoa today at 570-823-6142 or visit them online at www.genoafoods.com. Welcome to the Food Fight Podcast. I'm your host, Brian DiMattei, and I am here with 2 special guests. They took a ride down from the Pocono Mountains, owners of the Frogtown Chophouse. First, I'm with Chef Lyman, the only winner out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Quick fact about Pottsville, Pennsylvania. It used to be one of the iron hubs of the United States back in the day.
Perfect.
A lot of iron came out of there, and it was one of the first electric streetcars in the whole country, right there with Scranton, Pennsylvania, 1880s. Were you around then?
I was not around in the 1880s. I was around in the 1980s.
Yeah, me too.
And that's an amazing story, Brian, but I grew up in Pottstown.
Right. I'm so sorry. I have Pottstown.
That's good. I think Pottsville also, isn't that where Yingling
Pottsville is Yingling, the oldest brewery in America.
But that's fine. Pottstown is great. That's a great story.
To be fair to myself.
Right.
I have Pottstown written down on the paper.
Perfect.
But
hey, no worries.
Dude, I'm surprised.
Are we 2 minutes in? I already fucked up? That's fantastic.
It's good. So for all those Pottsvillians out there, now you know. Now you know.
You couldn't wait to tell me either. I love it. That's great. It's great.
It's all good.
We're looking for things to talk about. So we're
all right, let's see where Eric grew up.
Yep.
All right.
Mine's easy.
And we have
only two people were born there.
My other guest,
Jesus and me.
Eric, I told you before you sat down. I'm like, there's no way his name is his last name is in Noone. Right. There's no way it's No One. So your nickname was going to be Eric Does It No One.
There you go.
So we have Eric Noone.
Thank you.
Hailing out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Bethlehem Steel. Correct?
That's right.
Yes.
That's what that would be, yeah.
That would be one of my casino spots up there.
There
it's called the Sands now. It was Wind Creek. Now it's the Sands again?
Is it Sands? I think it was.
Other way.
Now it was Sands. Now it's Wind Creek.
Now it's Wind Creek. I lost quite a bit of money there, so they can
they
had
to rename it.
Next will be your name.
They named it bring us all your Food Fight money up there. There's not much, so. But guys, welcome to Food Fight. I'm all fucked up. I'm all fucked up from pronouncing it wrong. No, it's all good, man. I'm a fighter, so I bounce back. You know what I mean? A little groggy than last time, but I definitely bounce back. How was your ride down here from the Poconos, guys?
You know what? Every time I do it, it's a trek, but it's nice. We come down here quite often.
Yeah.
It's a great view. It's a great ride. It's nice. So,
I-
and who knows? Maybe this interview gets off the rails, and you and I end up, grappling here in front of your.
Do you want to grapple?
screen.
You have a grappling experience?
No,
I mean,
but
we could
everybody,
definitely-
such a weird thing. Everybody, as soon as there's fighting, he wants to fucking grab
I'm
it.
in.
Dude, if you were a runner, he'd say, well, let's do a race
Oh,
outside.
I'll definitely race you.
Yeah, he's that guy.
I only have flip flops, but I'll race.
I'll race you.
All right, nobody's
Barefoot.
But let's
he's
get
gonna pull his back
Let's
out.
get back to
Okay, food.
Let's get back. No.
Oh, fighting.
Yes.
I love it.
There is plenty of space.
Okay.
You can turn the cameras around.
That's good.
And I could.
Only if you do it in your underwear.
I don't wear underwear, but
that's
this is like this is going way back to the Romans, right? Do you have olive oil somewhere?
We do.
We can we'll open a can of this tomato puree.
I got some. We got tomato puree, or I have some smoothies from Planet Smoothie from our last
There you
guests.
go. And an extremely large beef jerky.
Oh, so I didn't try this. I didn't try it last episode. I forgot to, but
Oh, Eric loves beef jerky. That is so in his pocket. Unless it has sugar, then we're in trouble.
this particular one
What
has
the fuck is
Dr. fucking Pepper into it.
Oh,
the
I-
Dr.
oh,
Pepper
God.
stick. You want to get into it right now?
But you
Open
dive
it
in
up.
there.
Yeah,
Open it up.
I'll smell it, but that's as far as I'll go.
You have to try it.
Here, let me get
I'll
in
take
here.
one
I'm going
bite.
to take
You
a
gotta
little
try it.
bite.
You gotta try it. I meant to try it with my guest on last
Dr.
episode.
Pepper?
Dr. Pepper beef stick.
Stop.
Brian's a big fan of the sticks.
I want to smack you with it. Am I just biting right off? Right, we're going to share
Who
shit.
cares?
Oh, it smells like.
Oh, that is.
What kind of flavors you feeling over there, Eric?
I'll tell you right now. It's not Dr. Pepper. It's like teasing me. Oh my God.
Give me your stick, please.
That's actually the one of the. You got to swallow it. You got to swallow it. It is disgusting.
I'm working through the texture. I think I'm good.
That's bad.
He didn't. Brian didn't make it.
Can I see that? Can we pass that back over?
Oh my God, have it.
No, I would not eat that.
Oh, that is fucking wild.
That is really fucking bad.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
a zero.
It's a no for
Wash
me.
it down.
That's a no
wash
for
it down
me, dog.
wash it down with that horrible Coke Zero.
All right. Well, we know. I'm putting that beef jerky back. That sucks.
Buddy Bunzels.
We should not have started the episode with that.
That's rough.
That was worse than me getting the wrong fucking town.
Buddy Bunz tree. And I don't drink Coke Zero. I do love my Diet Pepsi. I love my
How
caffeine.
bad is that Coke Zero?
I'll tell you, every
not
time
that
I
good.
take like a sip of it, it's like a huge, massive burp. It's wild. And I don't like soda doesn't really do that to me. But this Coke Zero has got me pretty gaseous. So
What's your favorite soda?
I'm a Diet Pepsi guy.
Diet
yeah,
Pepsi?
Jack and Diet. That's
Eric?
I don't drink soda.
Hello? Nope. Not even like a treat?
Club soda.
I haven't. Yeah, I'm a huge club soda. I love club sodas. I love.
I had club soda at your place. Club soda, lemon and lime.
Boom. That is what I will. I will drink gallons of club soda a day.
Yeah, I definitely like club. I've been big on soda lately. I don't know what it is. I don't normally drink it, but I don't know what it was. I had a regular Coca-Cola with the Mexican sugar in it, a glass bottle.
In the bottle, yeah.
With the De-Go's Pizza there in Wyoming, and I had one.
Pizza and a cold
He had one.
soda.
Oh yeah, burger, fries, and a soda.
Buddy. Well, and unfortunately, this guy doesn't eat processed sugar or cheese.
Right.
So
don't you-
he's way out on
Why
both
don't
of
you?
those.
Why don't you eat cheese?
Oh, he can eat it.
I just.
Don't like it?
Well, it just comes out in out
Fair enough. It's fair enough.
pretty quick.
Violently. we could tell you a story when a beginning, an origin story at the Chophouse. We were doing a wing off. Is it okay if I just start
Oh yeah, 100%.
doing a wing
Shit,
off? Right.
yeah.
It was like our first wing off. The wing off was on Sunday. It was a Saturday at like 8:00. I was still full-time grill. Eric
This
was,
wing contest you're having?
Yep. This is
yeah,
a wing off. It
we
was
were
a- it's
participating
Shawnee,
in one
actually.
the next day, and call someone, a buddy, and it's
Bobby.
like,
Call Bobby from
call
Barley
Bobby.
Creek.
Bobby. And I go, hey, man, how many gallons of wing sauce do you think? He's like, oh, dude, we took like 6 gallons last year, and it was just barely enough.
As I'm looking at 2 gallons.
We have like we like made a gallon, and it's like, oh, shit, dude. Now, you know, the big difference between a gallon and like 6 of them and gathering all the ingredients for 6 gallons of sauce, right? And you're throwing in
This the morning of the contest?
no,
too? Oh,
this was
okay.
the night,
night
before,
before.
and we had to be back at 9 a.m. to get packed up and everything. So we still had to do service. We didn't start the wing sauce until 10:30. like formulating this wing sauce. So we were there till about 1:30, and then drive home, decompress, set an alarm for 8 a.m. You know, so now you're on like 5 hours of sleep, right? But we're like 6, you know, and tasting, and add more butter because the wing sauce has got to have butter and butter and butter, right? Like at one point, Eric looks over to me and I was like, dude, are you all right, man? The look in his eyes was like, oh, I think I fucked up. I gotta go. And panic. Just like straight, like you could see the sweat beads on his forehead, and like it was a, you know, pretty traumatic experience, I think, for him.
It was very traumatic, and we only used about 2 gallons of wing sauce.
And we used about 2 gallons after staying there all night making
Did you
gallons.
make 6?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We made 2 different
We ended
ones.
up just throwing it away.
We made 2 different wing sauces, and one I thought was a really cool idea. It didn't come through in the execution, but it was a Bloody Mary wing sauce. I thought was a really cool idea for a wing.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting.
You know, with like,
the whole thing.
We used V8 and olive juice and Worcestershire and cracked pepper and Tabasco and like everything you put in a Bloody Mary, right? And try to translate it into like a wing.
And now it
didn't quite translate. But
now
put a little mozzarella cheese on top.
There you go.
So 13 years later, we've now won we've won it twice in a row.
The wing fling or the wing contest.
Yeah.
So
just one last Sunday.
speaking, that's awesome.
Dry rub.
There is going to be you guys make better dry rub wings or the?
I love the concept of a dry rub wing.
Dry rub's the way to go.
Because I am the very stereotypical OCD chef. My hands are washed like 100 times a day. You know, so a nice dry rub wing that I can just kind of, you know, go like this and move on, and they stay crispy endlessly. They transport real nice. It translates really nice, and you can get a sweet and spicy sitch right out of a dry rub. And I don't have to cook anything. I don't have to haul around pots of like sauce and wing sauce. I bring like a quart container of dry rub, and I'm in and out, man. From a setup and a breakdown standpoint, you know, going into this wing off and stuff, it's super clean. It's easy.
So you guys are wing champions.
Yeah.
It just so happens there is going to be a Sawyersville Wing Fling is coming in July 26th and 27th in Sawyersville on this area.
Okay.
They asked me to be a judge this year.
Oh,
so I'm going to be a judge. Now,
nice.
They asked me, why would you be a good judge? I'm like, honestly, I love eating wings, but I hate eating wings out in public because they're fucking messy.
I didn't do it for probably the first 10 years that I was with. Well, I didn't start eating wings personally until like my late 30s. I just wouldn't do it because of that
It's a
mess.
I like boneless wings. What I'm getting at is, what should I be looking for when I'm eating and judging these wings?
Balance.
I'm hoping that it's going to be a blind test. They don't have to tell me where they're from.
Right.
Hope that's going to be the case.
Number one is you're going to hope that the wings are coming from one place, meaning that I've done wing offs where they can bring their own wings.
I think they're all getting them from Genoa.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I think they're all, because Genoa, my buddy Jay Nardone, he literally parks his truck full of wings, sells them pretty much at cost for anyone at the wing thing. He told me the wings, last year they were about $120 a case. Now they're $50 a case. So there should be more.
It's gone down.
Hopefully there's more people that participate in the wing fling
And
this year.
they're frying their own wings at their own station. Is that what
I want to say everyone has their own stands. So there's the wing. So the wing fling it's a big food festival. You go in, you stand in line, you wait, but then they're going to do the wing contest.
Very cool.
For some reason, I wasn't there for the judging last year, but I was there a little bit, but I was whatever. But this year I'll be one of the judges. So I told them, I'm very impartial because I haven't been around the area eating wings. I think that would make me a good judge.
Yeah.
I'm going in blind. Like I said, hopefully they put the wings down in front of me. Don't be like, oh, these are from the R bar, or these are they're the retaining champions.
Okay.
R bar from here or from there. I don't want to know where they're from.
Probably just be a number. You'll get a number that'll coincide. They'll know what it is.
That'll be a lot better. That would be a lot better. So consistency. You say consistency?
Yep. No, not consistency.
Balance.
Balance.
It's got to be a balanced flavor. It can't be too sweet. Can't be too hot. Can't be too crunchy. Can't be too sugary. It's got to be balanced.
If I bite into a wing and the first reaction is, oh my God, right? Get a drink. I'm not going to go in for more.
Unless you're
But
right.
then again, that's my personal taste though too. I know people love that shit.
I love
not hot enough.
I'm a hot wing guy.
I can't do it. You just sit there in a public restaurant, eat super hot wings and sweat.
Oh yeah.
How about you?
with sports on the television. Yeah.
I mean, in a specific setting, like not if I'm going out to dinner, I would never order wings out. I order our wings when we go out because they're dry rub wings. If there's a dry rub wing, I could probably do that.
What goes in different? I mean, you just explained the madness of trying to make gallons of sauce right before. The dry rub versus the regular sauce. When did the dry rub, was the dry rub always a thing with wings, or does somebody be like one day, like you said, oh, enough of this mess. I want something that's easier, more flavor. Is the dry rub more flavorful than a regular sauce?
I don't know about that, but the logistics are easy. So maybe it was born out of laziness.
Okay.
Out of efficiency.
A lot of stuff has been born out of efficiency.
Yeah. Well, it's like, man, you start like hauling around like all this shit for like these events, like chili cook-offs. I did early in my career, lots of chili cook-offs, and you put so much effort into it, and then it's like the guy who wins, the People's Choice person who wins is the one that brings the most chili, because you find out real quick, like, oh man, I ran out of chili. Oh, that guy ran out of chili. Oh, that guy's still over there serving chili. Now he catches the last 100 people that walk in and they get their vote because he's the only chili. I found that out real quick. So if you want the People's Choice, you have to bring the most chili.
Okay.
You have to be the last guy with the chili. And then it comes down to, and then there's still like politics because the judge is like, oh man, you got to vote for this person so that they feel good. So I kind of like gave up on trying to win like wing-offs and chili cook-offs until I was like, you know what, dude? Years ago, I was like, I'm just bringing the dry rub, man. And it's great. It's great. We do it on our chips. We make a house cut chip with it. It's a sweet and peppery. We call it a sweet heat dry rub.
That sounds good.
Basic ingredients. I was like, dude, I'm not hauling around sauce. And I was like, oh man, we've got to do a sauce or something. I was like, no. I was like, if you want to do a sauce, go for it. He's like, I'm not doing a sauce. So all right, we took the dry rub and it didn't do anything. But people love it. Love it.
That's great.
Never won. People love it. And then 2 years ago, we like swept all the categories with this dry rub, and then last weekend, it won again at the same wing-off in Stroudsburg at one of the biggest restaurants, probably the biggest restaurant in Stroudsburg.
Nice, congratulations. That's
for
awesome.
a nice hook and ladder. So.
That's awesome.
That's the other thing too. It's for charity. So
right. So I'm putting in all this effort.
Yeah, Chef and I aren't gonna become famous off of our wings. Let's go. Let's have a great time. Donate.
Yeah,
and rock on.
And mitigate our cost too.
Right.
And our time.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. Eric, you mentioned sports and wings. Do you remember, by any chance, what you were eating during the Super Bowl when the Patriots got smashed by the Eagles?
Oh, I knew it was going to be something like that. I can tell you.
Are you a Patriots fan?
I can tell you what I was eating when we kicked your ass the first time.
I don't recall that. Don't live in the past. All right, we'll talk about more of the recent time. Listen, McNabb wasn't there this time. Andy Reid had no balls.
Puking at the end of the game.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, it's good. It's been good to me. It's 6-time champion, New England Patriots, the greatest quarterback of all time, and then he went to the Bucs, and it's been rough. But what's wild is my son is 13, so he didn't kind of get into it until they sucked. So he's like, Dad, what's this like?
What's the deal?
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, that was the way it was when in the early 90s, late 80s when I was watching, they sucked.
Yeah, it was.
My family's had season tickets since the 60s, and when I was going to the stadium, you could sit in the front row. There's nobody there, And then
you grew up in New England?
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
nice.
I just went to games because my dad.
No, his dad
awesome.
would wake up at 4 a.m., get him out of bed, drive 4.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They'd tailgate. They'd do breakfast. They'd watch the 1 o'clock game. Drive 4.5 hours back home.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I was going to Philadelphia a lot for Eagle games. A 2-hour ride.
Now, again, Eric and I are lazy, so now we spend the night.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It's awesome.
And
I don't blame you. It's there.
If you've never been to Gillette Stadium, Patriot Place is awesome. And there's 2 hotels in Patriot Place that, like, when we're, feeling like we want to waste some money, we'll spend the night there. But, dude, game change experience. To check into the hotel, go have a couple bevies at the bar, have some lunch with our guys up there. Eric's dad's best friend is
excuse me.
Still hangs out with us, which is great. We meet up every game. And then you go to the game, you walk across the parking lot to the game, And then when everyone's struggling in their cars and sitting in line, we go right back to the bar.
Nice.
Have a couple more bevies, and then
Maybe
we're
a
done.
dip in the pool.
Maybe a dip in the pool when it's warm. And then we go back upstairs to the room. And then when there's 0 people in the parking lot, we wake up the next morning,
Drive off.
roll out at 9, and get home.
Oh, I love that.
Game-changing experience.
What was the best game you've ever been to?
Oh, wow. The best ever was the snow game where Brewski, it was a playoff game where we had to go and shovel our seats out. And then that's when Brewski did the famous snow angel in the end zone.
I can picture it.
I'm trying to remember what that was. It was a playoff game, and that was the coolest. That was the
That's pretty cool.
I mean, I was in the paper, the Boston Herald. I have it at work. My picture, they took.
Oh, no
took
shit.
it. I was on it. Yeah, in the
must have been
crowd.
playing the Miami Dolphins.
Was it the Dolphins?
Yeah, because it says the Patriots freeze the fish or
Bam.
something.
Yep. So
There you
that
go.
was the coolest memory.
That's pretty cool. What's your best memory for that?
For a game time memory, I can tell you a personal story memory.
Oh, you telling about?
Oh, buddy. Okay. So this is a story of hopefully my mom and wife don't listen to this podcast, but I almost died on our way home.
Oh man,
I got one of those stories.
you can laugh about
Terrible,
it. Now,
terrible.
Oh, you go first.
I love
Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels. I did get away from Jack Daniels for a
just
while.
tasted it.
I did get away for a while. It's functional. I don't love it because I love the taste of alcohol. I love being drunk, whatever, right?
Of course.
I'm better with it, a little bit better with it. Well, not better. I'm a little less with it now, right? It's fewer and further in between that I get
And it was back in the day.
blackout drunk.
Right.
So anyway, we were leaving a game that was a scenario where I drank quite a bit. I'm a daily smoker, right? It's part of my life since forever, since I was 12.
You're a chef.
I'm a chef. I
That's
smoked
what-
cigarettes for 28 years. I haven't had a cigarette in, 2025? 7 years.
Good for you, man. Me too.
Thank you.
Me too. I smoked
Yeah.
Newport box for a very long time.
Yeah, I was a pack a day for the last 10 years of my...
How much, real fast, how much better do you feel not having that burden anymore? Like
it's
the
not
first couple of
even-
years, holy shit.
You can't... It's only something you can experience by doing that, by smoking forever and then not smoking.
We smelt like that for that long, too.
Yeah, the smell. I think the biggest change for me was the time. It gives you back a lot
Time
of your life.
does.
Time. All of a sudden you
Jesus.
go, oh my God, I'm not standing on the back porch doing nothing. So anyway,
Yeah.
So-
that could be a whole show. That could be a
so
whole show.
very, very drunk, feeling it. It was a winter coat, so it was cold out. I still smoked cigarettes. So I'm like, dude, I'm going to get out. We're in line of traffic, right? I'm going to get out.
You know, like the slow move, right?
Oh, yeah,
You move
yeah.
5 feet every.
20 feet, blah, 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 right? Smoking a cigarette. I'm getting to the end of it. God, this is terrible, right? And I go, there's a gap now. They're going to go like 40 feet, right? So I don't feel like walking. I'm going to jump on the truck and go for a ride along the side of the truck, right? Like Dukes of Hazzard style.
yeah.
The windows down.
Great
I'm
idea.
out.
Was it your guy's truck
It
or
was my
some
truck.
random?
My
Okay,
truck, yep.
okay,
Eric's
all right.
truck. I
Yep.
step. I'm in the back seat. I get out to smoke a cigarette while we're waiting in traffic.
Perfect. That makes sense.
Right,
Right, totally.
right. I'm walking
Yeah,
along.
shit in my
I'm
car.
walking alongside the car. I take 5 steps, whatever. Now there's a gap, and Eric's gonna go like 40, 50 feet. I'm like, oh, let me jump on the car. This is gonna be so fucking cool. I'm gonna wrap one arm through the window and jump on the side on the stair, the step
running
rail,
board.
the running board.
Yeah.
Well, this truck didn't have a fucking running board, bro. So my one weak little arm is no match for like my body weight. I jump on and instantly I'm like, oh shit, dude, because my feet have nowhere to land.
Like
and he's
Bugs Bunny.
now stepping on the gas, and it just whips me off this truck, and you can see like the dust mark afterwards, like this. But however, I go straight down, boom, hit my head, flash of light as the tire rolls past my eyes like this.
I missed him by
Straight,
that much.
almost rolled straight over my head.
And how do you?
I
How
was
do you
like,
explain?
wow, dude, that was it. I just quietly got up, dusted myself off, and just
Yeah, you kind of. Yeah.
sat my ass down in the back of the car and didn't talk for a
But
while. It was
but
like
no-
a light
yeah.
flash before my eyes
Yeah,
scenario.
but nothing better than seeing the side of the car.
Oh, the
and
car! You can see like
dust,
the you can
where
see
it's
like the
trying to
hand
hold
marks
on.
and like the foot marks, dude. It was terrible, terrible. Like such a
Holy
dumb
shit.
drunk moment.
Oh, yeah. I got one. I got
Let's
one.
hear it.
That's pretty good though. It was right by your face.
buddy.
My head.
Could you smell the tire?
I hit the back. I hit the back of my head, right? So like flash, you know, like you get a flash, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then as I'm laying there, I'm gonna say 3 inches. Watch the wheel roll past my eyes.
Holy shit!
Because I'm kind of going.
Because he's still going. He doesn't know.
I
He's
don't
like,
know.
oh shit, you know. He stepped on the brakes, but it was like 8 feet past me.
Right, because all of a sudden he wasn't there.
You know, I don't know. Do you survive something like that?
Driving over your head?
Car running over your head?
Probably not.
Depends.
All right, what you got?
I'm still fascinated by this story. So
I have more dumb stories, but
oh yeah, I did a lot. It's amazing. I'm still sitting here. So me and my friend, we went to a Phillies game. Phillies versus Giants. Cole Hamels was pitching. We're going back 15, 16 years.
Great
it was,
pitcher.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're sitting down. His uncle still owns Salerno's in Old Forge. Salerno's Cafe in Old Forge. I don't know if you're familiar. One of the pizza shops down there. So we went there, first class. You know, we get down in the Diamond Club seats. We're sitting third row behind home
Oh
plate.
yeah, serving you lobster and caviar.
Amazing. Where the plan was, have a couple beers, stop drinking by the 4th inning, and drive home. That was the plan. But
I've heard of those plans.
you put an alcoholic and a drug addict into a baseball game, and there's booze flying, and his uncles, every half inning, they're serving us beer because we don't have to get up. They're bringing it to the seats.
Right.
And Cole Hamels is pitching complete game shutout right now.
Afternoon game or night game?
It was definitely a 7 o'clock game.
Okay.
It was definitely a 7 o'clock
Okay.
game. So we're watching the game. Every half inning, beer. I look down. There's just plastic Miller Lite bottles all over the ground, right? I go to Shimon. I go, it's going to be a tough drive home. So in our own little head, we're still driving home that night, right? So Cole Hamels pitched a complete game shutout. The plan was to leave early, but the game was just, we couldn't get up. So complete game shutout. Now we get up. We're like, I stood up. I'm like, holy shit, right? So now we're going to the Comcast Center right behind the private club. So now we're drinking more in there. There's baseball players in there. You ever watch Comcast back in the day? The girl with blue eyes and blonde hair. She was one of the hosts.
Yeah.
She was in there bullshitting with us. You know what I mean? So like, we were just living it up, right? Then, listen, we're gonna stay. We're gonna stay. But we had to get the car out of the parking lot, or it was gonna be stuck there the next day because couldn't get the car out. Well, that's where our minds were anyway. So all we had to do was get the car out of the parking lot, go around the block halfway to the Holiday Inn parking lot, straight line, left turn, straight line, Holiday Inn parking lot. Sounds horrible, right? Sounds real stupid, right? Well, a lot of dumb shit. I need a contact solution. I'm not wearing my contacts all night long. Home the next morning. That's what I'm thinking about, my drunk state. Contact solution. You ever been to Philadelphia, the stadiums?
I have, yep.
You know how there's huge blocks, right?
Yep.
4 lanes. Yep. So we're stopped at the red light. I make the left turn. Well, I missed the proper intersection. So now I'm driving in the intersection with the arrows coming at me.
Oh, man.
I'm on the wrong side, right? My buddy goes, dude, what? You're on the wrong side of the intersection. I go, yeah, no. And I go, the arrows are coming at us. There's cars coming at us. I'm like, holy fucking shit, right? Man. So now I'm just like, all right, there's the divider right up there. I have to make it up there, right? Well, cop flies right past us. Boom, lights it up, busts a U-turn behind us. And I go, now my friend's on probation for whatever he did at the moment in time. And I'm fine, but then I'm like, I see the cops behind me, I pull over to the divider that gets over the lane. I stopped the car, turned it off. I looked at him and go, dude, I'm so sorry, but we're going to jail tonight. Well, I'm going to jail tonight. Put my head down. He goes, dude, get the fuck. I go, why? He goes, they just drove past us. I look, I go, holy fucking shit. They drove right past us. So either
something really bad happened.
Either that has happened before and they just tired of it and they saw that I was safe and they didn't want to deal with it, or something really bad happened.
Holy
Start the car up, make the left, go to the red light. All these cars stop. Yo, bro, lucky you got? I'm like, what are you talking about? Where's CVS at, right? They were closed. No contact solution. Made it to the Holiday Inn parking lot. And I'm just sitting there just fucking
Dude, how much did you have to pay someone to clean your seat the next day?
Shit your pants.
I was too drunk to shit my pants. But I think about that. That was one of my wake up times right there. It was just a really, really dumb thing to be doing. But I should have gotten in trouble that night. But that's like the tire missing my face, bro.
Right. Sometimes
tire missed your face.
It ain't your time.
Holy shit, man. Holy shit. It's just, but stuff like that. You said you have more stories.
Oh,
Think about the stupid shit we did, but luckily, now we all grew up.
And now we can talk.
Here we sit.
We all grew up, and we're all sitting here, and we didn't hurt anybody, didn't hurt ourselves, and cleaned up. I know I had to clean up myself a long time ago, and things got a lot better that way.
Oh,
I
I'm sure.
still get a little loose.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely
I
get loose.
still get a little loose.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if we
I
do.
try and make it a little more controlled environment at this point, though.
It's all about having fun, but safely. Not jumping on trucks.
Yeah, no
Right,
more
we're
truck, more truck jumping.
not drinking and driving.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just, I'm not bragging about it, but it's a scary story, and it could have ended really. And then later on
you'd
in
be
life,
in jail.
Yeah, I was probably still be in there. Couldn't believe you drove by.
Wow.
I don't know what happened, and I'll never know. I haven't gone back to Philly since. That's not true. But Eric, you lived and worked in Manhattan for a while.
I did 10 years.
What's that scene like compared to
The greatest.
this scene?
Where's Manhattan?
But yeah,
Where's that?
It's the greatest. I love it. I would, I will gauge my success by the fact that I can buy an apartment in Manhattan. That's when I feel that if I can just a little studio that my kids can go to and enjoy as they grow up and their families, and that's like my legacy. I love Manhattan.
What do you love?
Everything. There's not one thing. Everything. I love the culture. I love walking by every nation in one day.
Okay.
I love eating food. I'm a massive.
Lies. He loves the $5 handies on the corner.
Have those prices gone up?
They've gone up, and they're harder to find.
$7.50. You got to carry change now.
I love the
probably
bar.
get some free ones this weekend with the trip that's going on right now.
Oh Jesus!
Oh, this guy? Oh, buddy.
Oh man, that's another.
Wait, did you get the handies? Or you give them out?
Either way, it depends how much money I need.
Depends what the bank account says.
No, I love the bar. I love the bar culture. I love the food culture. I was in theater. I love musical theater. My favorite thing, other than my family, of course, is the New York Yankees. Baseball is my favorite thing. Mm-hmm. So the Yankees. And I made my best friends there. I was there from, when I was 19, right out of high school. I told my mom, when I was 10 years old, did my first professional show, which was The King and I told my mom I'm not going to go to college. I'm going to move to New York. And that's all funny when you're 10. But then by 15, 16, I got to take your SATs. I'm like, I'm not going to college.
Going to New York, Mom.
And she made me take them twice. I failed them.
Big city,
I'm going to the big city, Mom. And then there she was at 19, 1 month after I turned 19. Moving me to 6th floor walk up in the Village.
How bad were the SATs you took?
Oh, I didn't.
I never took them.
I just circled them, so I got the lowest possible. They actually, my transcripts are at Evergreen. It's like they're like hysterical. It's like they're like 920.
We didn't even realize someone could get that low of a score. He just set like a new low score. So. It fucked up the whole SAT curve, right?
No
it's like
there's that guy.
Rippled through the system. Like he's legendary in the testing
To be fair,
world.
you didn't want to take them in the first place.
No.
You know what I mean?
Back then, you had to go to college. Now luckily we're finally that's going away.
How well do you
guys
think?
mind me asking how old you guys are?
41.
Okay.
47.
All right, we're right around the same. I'll be 44 in a couple months. So
how
we're
well
around
do you
the
think
same.
you would do on SATs like right now? Someone put them in front of you.
I never took them. I couldn't imagine what I would do.
I'm so
Well,
bad.
it's
I would love to
basically
try it.
general knowledge.
No,
Well,
dude, the
I
math
guess
I could
general
not do.
knowledge.
Fuck the math, man. I had to take calculus in college for whatever stupid reason. Penn State changed the curriculum for business. We take calculus now. The amount of energy, money, and time I wasted in that class, I took it 3 times.
Just couldn't.
I have one F. I dropped one. Have one F on my GPA down. And then my senior year, I took it, and I wasn't doing that well. And I go to Dr. Ackerman. Dr. Ackerman, I need a C+ to graduate. He looks at me. He goes, "You don't got it." This guy was unique. He was a very nice guy. He was a unique individual. He walked around with his shirt zipped up to his fly half the time, socks over his pants. Very unique guy. Very nice guy. Looks at me and goes, "You're nowhere near a C+." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. What am I gonna do?" He goes, "Well, the final is cumulative. You get a 70, I'll give you a C+ for the class."
He said, "You ever heard of a handy?"
I was getting ready to go. I was gonna call Eric. Be like, "Eric, I got a job for you, bro. How much? How much is that loft in Manhattan you need?"
That's more.
I need a C+.
That's more like a D+.
Oh god, that's funny.
I pay that bill. Brian, did I do that, Brian? You broke it. I hit something under the table.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I kicked something. Do I have to stop talking?
Technical difficulties.
Do I,
You're good.
Yeah. No, I like this. This is the good shit.
I want to keep streaming.
Are we? Yeah, let's keep.
Okay.
We've streamed.
I'm all fucked up. What was I talking about?
I don't remember.
School, retaking, calculus.
Oh, no, New York.
Oh, yeah. Calculus.
that was
No, hand jobs.
Hand
Yes,
jobs, yeah.
it was hand jobs. If I needed to, I would have. But I got to see. I
got
passed
it.
my final, but I got a C plus. I
Attaboy.
graduated from Penn State.
Attaboy.
Nice.
Wasn't easy.
Main campus?
No, I went to Worthington and Dunmore. I was too old. I was 28 when I graduated college.
okay.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer. I went to college to spite my ex-girlfriend's parents back in the day that I was a loser. I'm like, I'm a loser? You know, your fucking son gets drunk every night and drives, but I smoke a little bit of pot.
Right.
And you think I'm a bad person because pot's illegal, but your son's driving around drunk every day, which, you know,
That's
happens
definitely illegal.
happens to be a little more illegal.
That's correct.
But you're hypocrites. I can't even get
Oh
started.
God, boy, I touched a nerve there. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about your ex-girlfriend. Oh shit.
Take a deep breath. Count
He's gonna
backwards from
choke.
10.
Now he's ready to
Count
fight.
backwards from 10. Oh, no, I'm not fighting him
You
now.
want to go raw? Let's
No,
go
I'm
raw.
good. I'm good.
Raw.
I'm
Oh,
good.
God.
Call it roll. And Lehman Challenge.
Is that what it's called?
We call it
Roll.
So in jiu-jitsu,
roll. I thought you
Not
said
raw.
in jiu-
Whoa,
we're
bro.
gonna roll. We can roll raw.
He said raw.
No, I'm not.
I said roll.
Oh, roll.
I
You
know.
said
In
roll.
jiu-jitsu, it's called roll.
Roll.
Yeah,
Yes,
roll,
I'm
roll,
with
roll.
you. He's getting up to
He's
speed.
on the hand job.
Still,
man.
he's
He's got the hand job.
He's
on
raw
his
dogging
right
it. He's
there,
raw
you know what I
dogging
mean?
it over here.
If we
there's
could-
gotta
if
be-
we-
God, you give one fucking hand job.
You fuck one go.
You fuck one
I
go.
already know the name of the episode.
Oh God.
Hand jobs in Manhattan.
Oh Lord.
Hand jobs in Manhattan. So you were in Manhattan for just over 10 years.
Right about 10. Yep.
And then, so you were 19 when you were in Manhattan. You were there for 10 years
Yep.
straight? So
Straight
about
through.
30 years old.
Yep, 29,
You came
yep.
here, which will bring us up to date with the Chophouse, which we're going to get into.
Right. Then I moved. Well, it was wild. You want to start? Can I talk about
Yeah,
the little
please.
story?
Please,
So that's
please,
what happened.
yeah.
So this my mom started calling me and talking about this hotshot restaurant that's opening. It's unbelievable. It's called Frogtown Inn at 6 Acres Restaurant. And I'm like,
Yes.
yeah. And I'm like, Mom, you know, hotshot restaurant in Poconos. I live in Manhattan. You know, I was in Manhattan long enough that like I was like a New Yorker. You know, so I'm not. What are you telling
The
me?
Poconos is the getaway.
That's
from
what it
New
is.
York,
Well,
though.
it definitely is now.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife and I, girlfriend at the time, my wife and I now, we went up and we ate at this restaurant. It was like, holy shit.
You remember what you ate?
I seafood. Was it a seafood imperial you had? Yes.
Was it?
Yeah, on the.
It wasn't a scallop.
On the
imperial?
oyster.
No, yeah,
Yep,
seafood.
a
It was
seafood imperial.
Two scallops, two crab, two
lump
shrimp,
crab,
and
yep.
four lump crab. Yeah.
It was unimaginable. So whatever, we leave. I was with my mom, and then I said, Chris, we got to go back to this restaurant the next night. Let's just grab a seat at the bar. We got lucky, got a seat at the bar. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the bartender. She's looking at me, and she's like, Eric Noone? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Ann? We went to fucking preschool together.
No shit.
Yep. It turns out, his wife.
Oh,
So that's
would be
That's
would
awesome.
be my wife. Yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
you know,
Still
you got,
dating.
hey, I love this, the greatest place ever. Oh, chef is my girl, my boyfriend, da da. And then Jack Daniels, Miller Lite, and cigars, and
and
wild
cigarettes back
and
then.
cigarettes. Yep. That's how we met. And
cigarettes.
I was I'll never forget walking there, stumbling down the the exit. Yeah, dude. One day we're gonna own a restaurant. I was still in Manhattan. Yeah, dude. One day we're gonna own a restaurant. He's like, yeah, man. And there we go. And then I ended up moving back.
Was that literally what started it?
That's exactly how this
So how'd
started.
it go the next day when you're a little clear-headed?
Oh no,
I probably didn't talk again
even
for
talk?
weeks until he came back to town. Or
I
something.
think it was like, well, it was probably a year.
Oh, I'm sure we exchanged cell phone numbers. Hey man, what's
Yeah.
up?
Yep. And then I went back to New York.
Interesting.
And
Yeah,
it
it was like a love at first sight kind of
Yeah.
scenario, but it played out. It took years to play out. You know, lives changed. His father got sick, and that changed. You know, a lot. He moved back in the meantime. You know, they wanted to start the family thing. There was some money from that, so it allowed him to like us to actually discuss like, you know, using some of that money to buy out my current partners and like partnering up. So you know, from the tragedy came like, you know, the beginning of our business
The
story.
brand.
I understand. So you wanted to start a family, Eric,
Oh yeah.
right?
Had just
Seemed
started.
like Poconos was a better place
That's
to
the
raise
reason
the
we came
kids?
back. That is the only that was it.
What was it about Manhattan that you didn't want to raise your kids in it? The
Yeah,
chaos?
It was a chaos. It was but
Chaos
that-
is better when you're by yourself.
That's very true.
I
At
get
that, at that time, I was running a bar called American Trash on the Upper East Side. I had just reconcepted the bar.
I like that name.
Yeah, it was the greatest
Yeah,
bar
I like
ever.
that
And
name.
I was going to take over. I was going to work to own it. That was the big plan for Mark and Brian to kind of back out. And my wife and I were sitting there, and she's like, honey, you work till 6, 7 in the morning. You know, we're going to do this. I can't,
You
you
own
can't
it.
be, you know,
You live
right.
there.
I can't be that, you know, and
That's
Manhattan's
fair.
the only
That's
place
fair.
where it's like that,
That's
right?
fair, bro. That's fair.
4 a.m. closing. It was open 365 days a year, never closed, and was open from 11 to 4 every day. So it was that type of bar. It was a bar.
Wow.
So she loved the Poconos. My mom and dad were there. Her mom was going to move, so we would have support system, the whole 9 yards, since they both died. My mom and dad, damn it.
Shit.
So, and my mother-in-law has dementia. So right now I'm taking care of my mother-in-law. It's amazing how life works. But I do go to church every Sunday, so you pray enough, right? Something will start clicking. So, you know, so that's how that all worked out.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
I love that. All right, so we're starting to breach the gap.
Right.
Lyman, how long did you? I was reading a little bit about this last night about the Frogtown in Six Anchors restaurant. Was that your baby? Did you start that? Did you take it over? What got you up to where you guys are at?
Shippensburg University, 5 years. I was 95 to 2000, graduated with a degree in secondary education. I was going to be a teacher. Went to student teaching. I'm like, wow, dude, no way. Kids are fucking crazy.
My boss is the same way. He's my instructor, black belt. He owns the school. He's an educator.
Yeah, 5 years. I was like, yeah, I'm going to be a teacher. And dude, I got in the classroom, which was like entertaining. I was like, there's no way I can be responsible for these children. I could barely take care of myself, right? So I went home, like totally like, my parents are like, what, you're not teaching? I'm like, no, but I'll live in your basement for a little bit while I figure things out.
Quick question on that. I'm going to follow up. I'm going to interrupt you real fast. Do you think, because I asked Tyler the same question, you think if you gave it time, you would have liked it? Or did you know you didn't like it?
No, I wouldn't go back and change it at this point.
Do you think, no, I hear that. I mean, I hear that. But you think.
I do like teaching.
Yeah.
If that's the question.
No, what I'm getting at is that you're like, I can't be responsible for all these kids. Do you think if you did it,
push through,
if you went again and again and again, you might have maybe liked it? What I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm trying to say.
Maybe. I do like teaching, though.
Yeah,
I like teaching to people. I do like teaching to kids. I don't know if I like the setting, and looking back, it's really tough to make like money as a teacher.
Mm-hmm. Which is unfortunate.
Which is it's wild.
Yeah,
we won't even get in like the financial disparity.
PA starting salary is like $47,000 for a teacher.
Right.
And teaching our youth, it's like it is like kind of the most important.
And you get jerk off saying, "Oh, you get the drummers off." Shut up.
Right, and that was like the parents and teachers. So anyway, I was like totally lost in the world. I ended up going out to my uncle's restaurant out by Penn State in Lewistown, up by State College.
Okay.
Picked up a mentor along the way and decided I really liked the culinary world. So, okay, I skipped ahead. I went home and lived in my parents' basement. My mom came home one day and said, hey, here's something you might like. A friend of mine went on a cruise in Maine. They offer summer jobs or something, right? So I look it up. I contact the guy. I ended up going up that summer and my first cooking job was a chef on a schooner in Camden Harbor. And I was like, hey, do you know how to cook? And I was like, yeah, of course I do, right? I bullshitted my way through life, like for the first 12 years out of college. I was like one of those, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know,
and then figure it out later.
Right. If someone's like, oh, do you know how to do magic tricks? Of course I do. I mean, duh. Right. What's that behind your ear? matter of fact. Right. So my first cooking job
I can show you a hand job.
Yeah, that's it. I can make that disappear. First cooking job, cast iron, wood burning stove, 120-foot schooner built in the early 1800s. Everything from scratch. It was amazing. Just a off the charts summer. I met people that owned a bed and breakfast in Aspen. I went from Maine. I was home for 2 weeks and then drove out to Aspen, and I was the breakfast cook there. And did a ton of skiing and a lot of drugs.
I was going to say,
and alcohol.
You mean regular skiing?
Both. A lot of skiing. A lot of skiing. But a lot of really intense, amazing skiing.
Pre-show talk we're not going to get into. But
yes. Right. But had a really great time there. And they're like, hey, we want you to stay. I was like, oh, man, I can't go down this road. Although they were awesome people, great operators. Really nice place, right literally at the base of Lift 1A on Aspen Mountain. You could ski to the front door. And we're now, I'm going to skip ahead and then back. Our families are now way into skiing. We go on ski trips together. We spend a lot of time on Camelback. The boys love it. Our girls love it. The only people that aren't into it are our wives.
Zero.
But they find the bar or whatever, while we're out skiing. So then I came back again, sort of lost in the world. I worked for a friend at a daycare for a while, and like kind of got back into like teaching kids and stuff. And I was like, nah, it just wasn't really for me. So I went out to my uncle's restaurant and worked there, and fell in love with like the restaurant scene and being a chef. And I was like, I'm going to go to culinary school because I want this to be my career. I called up a friend, an old college buddy. Hey man, I'm going to move to Baltimore. You should come with me. He's like, no. I was like, fuck. I was like really defeated. I was like, I don't want to just go on my own, right? My sister was down there because she had gone to school there. So she was around the city, Baltimore. He called me back like 3 days later. He's like, you know what? I thought about it. I'm in. I was like, yeah, dude. I was so excited. We went and got this apartment, a top floor apartment on Pratt Street, right by Patterson Park. If you know anything about Baltimore, that's not where like two young white dudes want to live.
Yeah, they're in the news a little bit last few years.
It's like it was, it's the sirens every night. I had to call 911. There was a woman walking down, this grown man with must have been the biggest kitchen knife I've ever seen. I was like, hey, there's a lady like chasing this guy down. So, all right, well, where you at? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, right. And then, of course, I get my phone bill, and it's a $3.50 charge because I called 911. I was like, fuck it. I'm not calling again. I had no money at the time. So, they charge you to call.
$4.
They charge you to call 911. Anyway, I think I did the right thing. But a ton of growing. So I went to culinary school in Baltimore. While I was in culinary school, working as a server, paying the bills, I then became a chef instructor at Baltimore International College. I became friends with the dean of instructors. They needed someone in their on-property restaurant. I became the sous chef. That was my first salary job. $21,000 a year was the salary. It was I mostly sat there and practiced my knife throwing skills, like on a cutting board with a paring knife.
What year was this?
2002.
21,000?
21,000.
Money went a little further.
Yeah, a little bit, but it was a pretty light job. I didn't have much to do, and I was still serving, so I was making some cash on the side.
That makes sense.
And then they're like, hey, we're getting rid of your job here, but I do need a CA 100, Culinary Arts 100 instructor. Are you interested? I'm like, dude, I'm still a student here. He's like, well, what classes do you have left? This is Rich. What class do you have left? I'm like, I have culinary supervision and sanitation. He's like, that sounds like an A and an A minus. I was like, okay, sold. So I was actually off the record or on the record, whatever. It's a million years ago. I was a student while teaching.
The class you were paying to take.
That's correct.
I love it.
That's correct. And getting paid well. I brought home some paychecks that were like over $2,000 for a 2-week period. I was making,
you, man. That's
now
nice.
I was up to like $50,000, $60,000 a year. I did that and no strings attached. I had a phone bill. I didn't even pay for health insurance back then. Car insurance and a phone bill. That was it. I didn't have a car payment. I had nothing.
Remember those days?
In my apartment, which I share with a friend, so that was like what, $300 a month. Food.
Yeah.
Alcohol and drugs. That was it. But I was responsible. I actually, at that time in my life, made a decision that I wouldn't party the night before either school or work. Only on off nights did I party, and I was really disciplined, and that's what I did, and it kept me focused. And we still do that. We do pockets. I do pockets where like I reel it in when I know I have to and let loose when I can. So I was did that for 2.5 years. At the end of that second starting that last half year, I was like, dude, this sucks. I'm not peeling carrots again. It's just so dumb. Just teaching these kids to cut carrots over and over and over. Well, the beginning of my culinary arts being an instructor was awesome. We got to break down whole lobster. We got in oysters and shucked fresh oysters and had these amazing experiences, right? And then they got a new a new head of the culinary department, and it all turned into like creating buffets for all the students and blah blah blah. It's political and dumb, and it was stupid. And I was done. It was the same. Oh man, you got to shave. You know. Oh, you got to wear your chef coat. Oh, you got to put on your neckerchief. Oh, dude, you're like I'm like babysitting these little kids, which I guess I still do all the time. But I was ready to move on. I met a gentleman in class. He was really well put together. He was polite. He was considerate. He did all the work. He was older, probably like mid-40s. You know, and right now I'm mid-20s. So I got talking one day. Hey, Steve, what are you doing here? Oh, dude, I have this a long career in information technology. I've been managing people for a long time. I want to learn the culinary side of this world, and I want to go open a bed and breakfast and a restaurant in the Poconos. I said, wow, you'll probably need a chef for that. And he said, you know what? I probably will. I said, this is my last semester, so let's talk. We got to talking. Then from that point, we made it up here. In the meantime, I just played a lot of golf and worked at the restaurant a lot. I ended up here in October 2006. I packed up my stuff for like the 5th time in 5 years, packed it all in my car, moved up, crashed at a room in Steve and Joy's house, and then we bought the Frogtown in 2006, 2007, reopened it, August, met Eric. After I got married in 2008 or just before, it's kind of when we got started. That's it.
2012 was when you guys
2012 is when we
officially
joined partnerships or joined forces in 2012. Yeah, so it took 4 years of like he was still in the city,
and then corporate,
and then did a couple local restaurants, Ruby Tuesday, and sort of general managed and ran restaurants. And it took a while for that all to matriculate into us sitting here at the food fight picnic table. Is that what this is?
Yes, the pizza table.
Oh, pizza table. Oh,
you walk into a pizza. You walk into a pizza place.
Pizza picnic,
and they have these the old school tablecloths,
which I love. My number one food, pizza. Love it.
Me too.
I can't eat it because it makes me fat. But
so you said you used to manage Ruby Tuesdays.
This guy,
okay, so
manager.
When they opened up a Ruby Tuesdays here for the first time at Montage Mountain.
Oh yeah,
it's the first one in the area.
That's where I trained.
So
were you guys there at the same time? Tell me you guys were there at the same time.
I never worked there, but at the moment, I was looking to be a restaurant manager somewhere. I had a lot of experience, but not the actual education from school. But I worked in restaurants for a long time at this point in my life, right? So I would interview for places for management. I knew I was really good with front of the house. I used to work the back of the house too, but I was green when it came to like number stuff, like food costs and stuff like that, right? Something you could teach me in the setting as being a manager. But I think it's important to have good people skills, understanding what customers want, understanding how servers should serve, how the front of the house should be ran, right? I'll tell you what. I went there to apply for a management job. And it's funny, we're going to circle back to the ex-girlfriend whose parents thought I was a loser. All right, we're going to circle back. We stayed friends because she was a good girl. We broke up because her parents were too much, right? We're going, it's like 20-some years ago. I graduated college in 2008. So we're going back to like 2004 probably, maybe 2003. Yeah, 20 years, Jesus Christ, right? I remember applying for Ruby Tuesdays. I'm going through all the tests. And the guy that was talking to me was like, everything looking good, but you don't really this. And I'm like, whatever, that's fine. Hire someone that just has the books but no restaurant experience. She applies for a job 1 year later there when she finished college at Penn State. She got a management job. She had no restaurant background, but she had a business management education. Wow. And it just blows my mind because then I used to be a manager for restaurants. And when I was hiring people, I was like, what's your background? I mean, what could you do? Like, what's your restaurant background? That was more important to me than your book smarts. I could teach you stuff. Like, I remember I got my first manager job for Damon. Remember Damon's in the area? I was a manager for Damon's in Clark Summit. And I had to learn the new computer system was the Aloha system. Mm-hmm. I'm like, the Aloha. I used to run that up. I worked at Marvelous Mugs at Montage Mountain for 10 years. So I'm like, the Aloha system, I could do that. But I could do it front of the house. I could do the office stuff. I remember, I remember the manager training me at the time. Like, listen, I can learn this. I need some time. For me to learn the computer system, there's, maybe 14 steps to close the night out. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
One step here, one step here. So I'm sitting there with my flashcards, writing down exactly what I need to do. And the guy goes, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm writing it down on flashcards. So when you're not here, I know what I have to do. Oh, that's stupid. I go, no, it's not. I go, how do you want me to learn? You want me to memorize this? You want me to memorize the 4 things you told me about this screen right here, and then the next 4 things on the next screen? I go, no, I go, are you going anywhere? Be patient. Let me write it down.
Right.
And know what happened? When I started closing by myself, I had everything in front of me. I never had to call them to ask them how to close the fucking restaurant out. This is the kind of shit I dealt with some people. I'm sure you guys seen it 150,000 times. The people in the restaurant business, man, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. People, because there's bosses and there's leaders.
Yeah.
And there's such a huge difference. I used to want to be a chef. I was growing up, I wanted to be a chef. And I failed my freshman year of high school because I missed too much school, got in trouble a lot. I was going to go to Voltech, the first half of the day, cooking school, and the rest of the half. But I failed my freshman year. Then I started working in the restaurant business that next freshman year. I saw how crazy the kitchen was. I was like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. But I still love the front of the house. I love the restaurant. I did line cook for a long time. So I worked a lot of different sides, but it got burned out. Real burned out. Well, Darden restaurants burned me out, and that was it. And I became a dealer at the casino. But I did love the restaurant business for a long time, and that's why I'm able to do this now. It's my way of giving back a little bit and staying in the industry.
Right.
But it was frustrating looking for management jobs.
Yeah,
I kept on getting caught up on the numbers, the number part, these tests that they would give me.
Right.
And it was my struggle. I struggled with math.
Right, me too. Well, my way was totally crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hired purely off of, I had a ton of New York experience, the whatever regional or division. There's like 300 managers at Ruby Tuesdays. So I was going in as an AGM, so an assistant GM for their last rated property on the Eastern Division was in Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. Number 280 out of 280. It was the worst. I mean, that's how bad this restaurant performed. So they really wanted to work on guest service, so I trained at Montage for whatever it is, 3-month training, and then get into the restaurant. And I'm not going to say the GM's name, but working under a GM. You know, it's all going good start, great. I'm with the company a couple months. He's got to go on vacation. So I have to do the counting. It's the first time I'm doing the counting alone. Every week on Wednesday, you went in at 4 a.m. You did all pure inventory, you loaded an inventory in and saw what the food cost was, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm doing it, and boy, oh boy, the numbers were, I was missing thousands of dollars.
So they weren't matching up from when he was doing the numbers.
Correct. So I'm like, that's weird. So my then divisional manager calls and says, hey, but we got to look at this. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm back in. I'm counting again. Oh, okay. I missed this. It was tucked away. It was lost behind this. Okay, found that. And he's like, yeah, and this is a really weird number too. There's like $400 in kegs. He's like, so you have 10 kegs out back? And I froze, and I was like, yeah. Because Jared said cut that name out. Said you always count 10 kegs. I never thought anything of it.
Yeah. So
we work through, I'm driving home, and I call my mom. I said, man, you get that feeling. Something ain't right. Something's not right. I feel it. She says, you do what you got to do. She said, if you really feel it, it's probably something wrong. Something's going on. So I call my divisional on the way home, and he says, what do you got to say to me, bud? And I said, I think that there's major stealing going on here. He goes, tomorrow morning, come in an hour later, it's your restaurant. I became the GM overnight. I was not I didn't do the numbers. He said, we're going to train you on the fly. And that's how I became the GM and took it to, I think I took it to like 41.
Good for you.
And then they kept, then you get to 41 fucking corporate. I'll never forget, this new dude sits in front of me. I just pulled this restaurant from the ashes. Yeah. The culture. I'm fucking, hotshot Eric. I get all called out in calls. I get called out in the corporate. The dude sits down and goes, what are you going to do for me next? And that's when I'm like, dude, Lyman, let's do something. This sucks. Anyway, there it is.
That sucks.
Yep. Yeah, he was padding numbers.
Yeah.
Oh, man. No bueno.
The owners of Damon's and Clark Summit, I think he died. He's probably in hell right now running a Damon's.
Oh, jeez.
He would micromanage from the hotel next door. Come over and bust my fucking balls. I remember the first time.
That's a boss,
I'm
right?
a week. I'm a
Not
week.
a leader.
And then his son was the other boss.
Ugh.
So I remember I'm a weekend. and I'm expoing, which I fucking can't stand expoing. I'd rather just fucking die in expo food all night long, right?
Oh, really? That's my favorite.
Once in a while is great, but the manager shouldn't be placed at the expo line for a 4-hour shift and not be able to. I'm not allowed to leave the line.
Right, and deal with.
Remember,
the
a
guest.
customer came over to me. A server came over to me and said, "Hey, table so and so doesn't like their ribs." Oh, okay, I'll go over talk to them. And the owner was, he's like, "Oh, where you going?" I'm like, "We'll talk to table 4." Oh, no. We stay here. We have the expo. I'm like, well, you just came. Oh, no, we train our servers to handle guest complaints. I look at him, I go, no, you don't. I go, what do you mean you handle? What do you mean? That's when I knew I was in the wrong spot.
That's a problem.
I was already planning my exit right off of that. I couldn't, because I was trying to get the staff to respect me and be on my side, right? So I'm a working manager. I'm the kind of person that's not going to tell you what to do unless I'm doing it myself. The restaurant needed to be clean. So I was like, if I tell these servers, like, listen, we got to clean. Like, who the fuck's this asshole? So I'm like, all right. I wrote all their names down on duct tape, put it on certain parts of the restaurant. 5 minutes of cleaning max. They come in, they see it. Like, what's this? I'm like, I come out from under the table. I'm scrubbing tables. I do the hardest job. I go, guys, 5 minutes pre-shift, get it done. I'll feed everybody. You know what happened? Everybody but one person didn't say a word. They cleaned. They ate. One girl, I do it tomorrow. I'm like, no, you do it today. You do it today. It's like a salad bar. Just clean it up.
How much gum was underneath the tables?
Oh, it's just so much stuff, bro.
That's what we talk about. Dude, that is the weird. Who in the fuck takes the gum and puts it under a table? Same person that doesn't.
Brian over there looks like a gum.
Are you a gum
placer.
under gummer?
Let's check. Let's check.
Oh, yeah, let's check.
Oh, I guarantee there's gum on this table.
And it's the same person that doesn't return the shopping
Must
cart.
be.
Oh, I'm a shopping cart returner.
Oh, me too.
You ever watch the videos? You
Oh,
ever
I
see the
love
shopping
the
cart
guy. I
guy?
love the guy. I love it. Dude, just take the cart back then. I mean,
Lazy
like
fucking
how
people.
much you have to press to not at that point? Like, all right, buddy, fine. I'll just put the cart back.
The gum, dude.
The gum. But that was my first official management job, so I was excited.
Oh, yeah.
Money wasn't that great. I left the job serving. I made twice as much, but I wanted the opportunity. I thought it was a good fit, but it wasn't.
Right.
The owners, they cared more about burnt baked potatoes than they did about guests complaining about steaks.
Right. And think where you would have been if you had if that owner was a leader and mentor.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a restaurateur.
And you know what? And he said to me, he goes, I have a lot. I'm going to get you started. I have other plans too. Like, he owned a lot of other businesses.
Right.
The opportunity was there with their corporation, but it didn't take long for me to realize who I was working for. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then I went back to where I was for a little while, and I got all fucked up, and I got into the casino business. I got out of the restaurant business, and here we are. So let's circle back, guys. You're fed up. Things are going well at the inn right now. You just wanted to change things up. You called him, and that started it up.
Yeah, they were growing. So
let's get into the
yeah.
Chophouse.
So I was actually into. I was brought in to look at a third property. Isn't that kind of how that went? Right there, you already had the where was I in there for the second? I can't remember. Right off there, the road. Oh man, Justin owned it for a while. I looked at that property with you guys. That was the third
homestead.
One. Yeah. So I was kind of involved in that. I was kind of involved in that.
Back behind the train station.
Yeah. So I was involved with him and his first partners.
Okay.
Kind of like looking around. And then I think it just boiled down to that Joy and Steve just didn't want to have.
They wanted to be out.
Yeah, wanted to be out.
It was just kind of good timing.
Yeah, it worked out perfectly.
The Chophouse is in the same exact spot that the inn was
Nope,
in, right?
separate.
Two different buildings.
Two different buildings.
Places.
Oh,
okay.
Yep.
Does the inn still exist?
The inn does.
Inn
It's now
does
called.
exist.
It's now called the Frogtown Inn, but the restaurant is Butter.
Oh,
Just great chef.
Great chef, good place.
Philly chef. They do a great business.
I just watched the guy make a steak in a pot of butter in the oven. He literally melted sticks of butter.
Oh yeah.
Puts the steak in the pot, put it in the oven, takes it out, sears it in a frying pan.
Yum.
Sounds great.
Is that a typical method to make steak like that?
What's the
No.
basting where you do that? No.
I love the way you said no.
No. Okay, come on. The logistics of that would be very difficult. But for a dinner party, sure, cool. It's a nice little party trick. Why not?
I bet it would taste pretty fucking good.
Probably pretty
yeah.
great. But I mean, first of all, butter is kind of expensive, and how much can you reuse after you're cooking steaks in it? How many times can you reuse that butter?
fair.
So it doesn't really make sense.
But a one-off though.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Anything in butter?
Rich Chris is big on
butter.
putting that butter on their steaks,
Right
man.
on top, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they do, yeah, 100%.
I worked for that business for a while in the casino. When it first opened up.
Well, you've been around,
I
buddy.
made a lot of money.
Nice.
I spent bought a lot of drugs with that money.
There you go.
Dude, there's something worse than
what did you deal?
I dealt.
I'm talking cards.
Oh yeah. So I dealt craps, roulette, and blackjack, and then the novelty games. So if I was ever, I'm going to die eventually. If I was ever to go to hell, which I don't think I'm going to go to hell, I would be dealing Let It Ride in hell.
Okay, that's
for eternity.
What's the biggest win you ever saw?
I was part of an hour and a half craps roll before. Wow. Hour and a half.
That's amazing.
And there was no bullshit betting either. It was just poof, poof, poof.
Wow.
You play craps?
I do.
Hour and a half.
That's insane.
Roll.
Without a
bust. It was
bust.
fucking insane. The guy just kept on rolling and rolling and rolling.
Dude, is there anything more fun than that? Then the fucking table starts partying. And
there's action, and just rolling and just like, there's got to be a 7 soon. And the worst part was the players weren't tipping. So I'm praying for a fucking 7.
Right.
I'm sending those dice out. I'm flipping them over. I don't give a fuck. Well, the guy that was rolling was tipping, so I was kind of being nice to him, but they weren't tipping that well, but it didn't matter. It was insane.
To
it kept
watch
on
that.
going
amazing,
over and
right?
over and over again.
It's such low probability.
The most money I ever took off somebody was I spent just over an hour or so counting $100,000 in cash. It was
just oh my god, boy, that's depressing.
$2,500 at a time. So it was
Wow.
5. Put it boom, boom, right. Guy staring at me. I'm just like this. I knew he wasn't. This the guy who asks to get rid of the tip jar on the table before he plays. Comes in with a helicopter.
Does the whole thing.
Piece of shit. Comes in the helicopter and fucking everything, right? Can't tell you how many shoes I dropped on the ground on him on accident. Oh, Jesus.
That's crazy.
Take me out of high limit. I did everything I possibly could to get the hell out of there. But
Right.
dealing was a fun job until I switched to day shift. I switched to day shift and I dealt with the same people every day.
And that's like the depressing.
It was
shit,
depressing.
Right?
I had to
That's
get
where
out of
like
there.
it
gave me social life outside of work.
Okay.
But it made work miserable. Well, miserable would be the wrong word. But yeah, I wasn't miserable going to work, go there, hang out with my buddies, open the table. But then you see these same old men dropping their money on the table, betting the same way, saying the same stories, fucking bad breath everywhere, fucking assholes. I started losing my shit. I started getting out of there. You know what the best part was? When I quit, I went back not too long afterwards to play. I love gambling. So I don't do it a lot, but I love gambling.
Yeah,
right?
I'm right with you.
We also do
I love it. Don't do
love
it
a good
lot,
casino
but
trip.
I love
we did,
it.
When we were younger, we went
little
often
more
when
often.
there was less bills and more like just cash around.
Yeah.
I've
But now
caught-
it's
I've
very
caught-
rare.
Twice a week.
I've caught people with fake bills. That's a scene.
Oh man.
I've caught people cheating. That's a scene. I go, you just cap your bet. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, you add
You
add
had
after.
a black chip
Yep.
underneath. Like, we just cap your bet. Talking about. I'm like, did you just cap your bet? He goes, no. I'm like, well, considering the table limit is $100 and you now have $150, considering that you have $50 on top, I'm going to ask you one more time. Did you cap your bet? No. I'm like, okay.
Now you got to get the tape.
Well, either way, I had to tell somebody, but I shouldn't have said what I said already. But like, I was towards the end of my
You were
career.
like, fuck this.
I was like,
bastard.
fuck this guy. So he got arrested right at the table. I had to go to court. I go, yeah, he fucking cheated. Jerk offs. You go to jail for something like that for $100. You know what I mean?
God.
But
Well, that's an addiction.
a lot of cool stories. I don't want to go too much into it because I have to go to work eventually. But I want to hear. We got to finish the Chophouse story. But there's been times dealing that 1 hour and a half roll was amazing. I took $100,000 off a guy and not too long playing blackjack. There was one guy who would come in from New Philadelphia and play craps. He would bet $30,000 come bets.
Oh my God.
He would bet 2 of them a roll. And when he lose, it's like
a quarter.
it's like someone took a slice of pizza from his pizza. He didn't give a fuck.
Wow.
He was just like, so funny story with this guy. This guy got all the perks, whatever, do whatever he wants, as long as it wasn't crazy or illegal, right? But the managers will come out and they would watch. I had next movie Casino.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
true. There's 17 managers.
Greatest movie in the world.
17 managers, right? So now I'm on the stick. He's right next to me. He's a short, little chubby guy. So when he had to get up, he had to stand up on his toes to look down the table to see the dice roll. So I'm on the stick. He goes to me, Brian. He goes, when you send the dice out, he goes, stand back so I can see the dice roll. I'm like, well, Marty, I got to bring the dice back. It's number one procedure for me to do.
That's
I'm
why
looking
I
down.
have this.
I'm looking down. I'm like this. I'm looking down at him, right? I go, Marty. I got to bring the dice back. He goes, yeah, you could just you do it differently. I'm like, No, I have to bend over the table and do it. I go, I'm a little taller, so I get to come around the table like this. And I know you don't know what that's like, right? So I'm starting now. My one boss is staring a hole through my face. The box person staring at me, the other person staring at me. Now everything's okay at this point. Well, the dice go back out. He goes, told you to stand back when the dice are out. I go, again, Marty, I'm not going to keep explaining myself to you. I got to bring the dice in. You want me to do it with my left hand? I can't. I do it with my right hand. That was fine. I come back around, hour later. I do the same thing. He grabs my arm. That's it. Now, have people grabbed me before? Yes. I don't mind. The people I know, deal too regularly, friends with, they'll touch me or grab my shoulder. I don't care about that kind of stuff, right?
This
little motherfucker, no way. Grabs me, throw the stick down. I go, Marty. I don't care how much money you spend at this casino, you are not going to put your hands on me. Not those hands. Because you know what those hands are? The non-tipping hands. You never fucking tip us. You're going to grab my arm while we're playing dice? Listen, people are watching. My boss is staring at me. Right? I put a stick down. I get tapped out. I'm like, oh, good. Thank God. Now I have to go around to the back of the table where all the fucking CEOs are standing. The boss is standing. My buddy Cruz looks at me. I go, Cruz, I know I was wrong, but he was wrong first. You didn't say a word to him. You want to talk about that or what happened? He goes, just deal the game. Don't do it again. I'm like, as long as he keeps his hands to himself. So nothing happened from that because he grabbed me. You know what I mean? That's their fault. They need to protect me. I'm on the outside. I'm on the outskirts out there.
Right.
The amount of things, I watch girls punch guys out. This girl told her boyfriend, if you get up one more time to go to the ATM machine, I'm going to knock you out. And he didn't believe her.
And she fucking did.
He gets up.
Awesome.
He gets up, walks over to the ATM machine, comes back. She's looking at him. I'm like, she gets up. Boom. He drops. I get my lid, cover my table. I lean up on it, and I'm just watching the chaos pursue now for the next couple hours.
Oh, that's great.
I could tell stories all day.
Fucking casinos.
I'll have to come and sit at the bar with you guys and tell you stories. So real fast, I got kicked out of Mount Airy for life. I told Frankie goes, where we got to kick out of Mount Airy? I go, so when I got in trouble, June 5th will be my 10-year anniversary of when my life changed. I was real big into drugs. I told the story many times. I was eating Adderall like it was candy. All right? Forget Coke. Adderall was classier and more available, and it lasted forever. So I was on a binge, went to Mount Airy, had a shot of tequila at the bar, immediately blacked out, don't remember anything. I was roaming around there for hours with the person I was with. I caused room damage. I was making scenes. I came out of my blackout surrounded by security. They told me they were throwing me out for life. I signed some type of paper agreeing to never come back there, which I was blackout drunk. That's probably not legal.
Right.
And that's it. I've never been back there since.
There it is.
I paid my room damage. I got they're like, you should know better. You have a gaming license, yada, yada, yada. Never went back since.
Wow.
And I miss Guy Fieri's BLT sandwiches.
Oh, there you go.
They're like this. Big ass Texas toast.
Wow,
lettuce,
so you were going for it.
Lettuce everywhere. Yeah, man. It was a scene though. What's your favorite game, real fast?
Oh, craps.
Craps? What's your action?
Oh, I do. I'm. You know what it is for me? I like playing the inside numbers. 3. I like 8, 9, and then I do the come in the pass.
Okay.
And what's the come through when you put it down if it hits 12? What's that called?
Field.
That's kind of that's where I play a little bit. Dance around.
We usually don't have time to settle in anymore, so we're like roulette.
Yeah,
bet heavy,
quick.
win big,
love
or
to play.
you're out.
I would love to go play craps with you guys one night.
Oh,
we can't go to Mount Airy, but we go to Wind Creek.
It sounds good, buddy.
Yeah, I would love to go.
I can settle into a blackjack game too.
I like playing blackjack, but the house is going to win.
Yeah, I'm not a blackjack guy.
The house is
Again,
gonna win.
math. See, that's too quick.
I also love at Mount Airy the big wheel. Big fan
I used
of
to
the
love
big wheel.
the first time when the Mount Airy had the big wheel. You never got trained on it. You just got put on it.
Right.
Like, bro, you're on the big wheel. I'm like, I'm on the wheel. What the hell do I
the
do?
big wheel.
They're like, you spin it and you look through the mirror. I'm like, I look through this mirror and see the things opposite. I'm like, great. So the first time I spun the wheel,
Whipped. It's like a 25-minute spin.
It went around for over 5 minutes.
That's great, dude. I love
My
it.
boss comes over. My boss comes over and goes, "What did you do?" I'm gonna spin the wheel. What do you mean? I go, Luis. Nobody showed me what to do.
Dude,
This guy's
spin
like
the wheel.
Pat, this guy's like Pat Sajak on Wheel of Fortune over here, spinning the wheel.
I go, you told me to spin the wheel. Don't worry.
Right.
It spins
easy.
for like, hey, Bri, your shift's over now,
Right.
but the wheel's still spinning.
Dude, people
It's gonna come back after your break, and it's still spinning.
People took a piss during the bets.
Do I have time to go to the bar and grab a drink?
The guy goes, we have time to take a piss. That wheel's going to go forever. And they couldn't touch it.
Right.
Oh,
No, you can't
hysterical.
stop.
I'm going to
That's
tell you,
fine.
the big wheel has provided multiple times for us. One night on the way out, had like $25 left, put 20 down, hit
That
the
was
45 to
awesome.
1, went back in and spent all of our whatever, what is it, 45 to 1. So, $20, you walk away with like $900. Went back and like made all our money back and like walked way up. One night, hit the Joker 3 times out of 5 spins. I bet on the Joker, and it hit 3 times.
That was so
45 to 1.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's
Back.
awesome. That's awesome.
So the odds of hitting 45 to 1, 3 out of 5 spins is got to be
That's crazy.
like 1
Well,
to
it's like an hour and a
some
half.
multi-million.
Hour and a half rolls.
Run, right.
Oh, buddy.
The most insane thing I've ever seen in the casino was aces rolling 5 times in a row on the craps table. Wow. Boom, aces.
Wow.
Aces.
Mm.
5 times in a
It's
row.
unbelievable. Right. Just
Rolling it once
right.
is tough, but
Right.
boom, boom,
Wow.
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it happens. Something
Incredible. I'm going off on a tangent now. One more story, casino
Go.
story. I'm dealing high limit. I'm dealing the high limit table, the $25 table on the main floor. Guy sits down. These 3 guys are playing. They're real cool. They're all bullshitting. That was fun. You're one miserable piece of shit, man. It ruins everything, right? But 3 guys are playing. This guy sits down. Hey guys, how are you? He goes, listen, guys, you can say no. I'll get up and leave. But I've been reading a book where new strategy is that we don't take a card at all. He goes, whenever we get dealt, we just stay on that. Let the dealer take the cards. So the guys are like, oh, let me get this straight. So I get dealt a 5. I stay. He goes, yeah, we just stay. So I'm like, I'm like, oh, please agree to play like this. It's gonna be fucking great, right? So they all agree to play like that.
Oh, I love that.
So I'm dealing
idea.
them 2 cards.
I love it.
That's it.
Guy's sitting with a 5, a 7, a 2. Whatever. That's not gonna be a 2, but 10s, aces. They're not splitting anything, and I'm just cleaning them up. I'm just crushing them, and they're.
Where do you read
I
this
had never
book?
seen 4 guys have a better time losing money than that because they were cracking up laughing. They couldn't believe how stupid it was. They played that way for about a half an hour.
So it doesn't work.
It never worked. It never worked. And the guy goes, you have to give it time. I'm like, how much time and money do you want to invest in this?
Exactly. I'm here for another hour.
That cracked me up,
It's
man.
remarkable that someone figured out that always fascinates me. The game of blackjack is so simple, right?
If you follow basic blackjack strategy,
Yes,
you
you
give
can-
yourself better odds,
Sure.
but the house will start to clean up.
Of course. And you can play for hours if you follow the book, right? And sometimes, with a tiny little bit of luck and following the book, you can walk away with $150, $200. Great. I'll take it and pay for dinner. I'll take it over the roulette wheel and really gamble. But it's remarkable how often the dealer ends up with 21. I guess it's because you're 1 versus like 3, 4, 5,
Yep.
right? And that's how the odds work. But someone sat down and was like, oh, this is a great idea for a game. And it works. And somehow I keep winning everyone's money. This is great. Like some smart,
somebody came up with
some
that
smart
idea.
motherfucker
So they have
somewhere
those bright
sat
lights.
around, took all his friends' money, and was like, we'll call this. And he goes, hey, Jack, man, this is a great game. Yeah, thanks. We'll call it blackjack.
Yeah, that's great.
That's it. I'm going to take all your money. Who's in next week?
got
Fuck you, Jack.
I got a 9 card 21 once.
Oh my god!
As a
See, that's
dealer.
ridiculous.
It was like ace, 2, another ace,
Oh,
little 2.
buddy.
yeah,
other ace.
oh boy, the fucking table
Because
hated you.
you go from 19
Right,
to 9, you
right,
know what I mean?
right,
19 to 9. I'm like,
And then a 5.
I'm
Like,
smirking.
what are the chances?
I'm like this. I'm like, oh, 21. And I go, whoa. We're going to get that recount. Get a recount. And I'm like, all right, bring a
Get
boss
your
over.
calculator,
Bring the
carry
boss
the
over.
one.
And the boss is like, boom, 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 boom.
It's the worst.
21.
It's the worst.
I used to love leaning over and telling players off because there was only cameras. There was no visuals. So players would be like fucking with me. I lean over. I go, do you come? I go, you fucking rumble your mouth one more time. I'm going to smash your face. And I come back up. No, the cards, what you say to me, right? The one guy was being an asshole, but like didn't say anything bad to me, but I couldn't deal with him anymore. So right out of the blue, I go, Floor, what's up, Brian? I'm like, this guy called me an asshole. He goes, what? He goes, what? He goes, yeah, you called me an asshole right to my face. He goes, I didn't say anything. The guy goes, I'm not getting involved. And the other guy sit at the table, so they threw him out.
And you didn't say asshole. You just
No, he didn't say a word. He was just being a prick.
That's great.
So they threw him out. I go, it's either him or me. Threw him out. The next day, we do 24-hour ban. So the next day, see, if I did what I did at Mohegan Sun, I'd been back that night.
Wow.
At Mount Airy, they do it the right way. They get rid of the troublemakers,
Right.
you know?
Get out of here.
So I come in the next day, that guy's sitting at the one table. I walk, I go, oh, you're back in. He goes, what was your fucking problem yesterday? I go, clearly it was you. I walked away. I had some really good times.
That's fun.
All right, guys, that was a good tangent. Let's bring it on. Let's close it out in. And you guys got into your partnership and developed the Chop House.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I came in. How long were you open? 8 months?
Oh, 12, yeah, sure, 10 months.
Yeah, 10 months.
Just shy of a year.
Yep. That's when I bought his partners out. We knew right away that this business has two major pieces, FOH, BOH. He's exceptional and excels at BOH. I'm exceptional and excel at FOH.
Fantastic partnership.
That's so important.
You get two of each.
It can't.
One part is going to
one
suffer.
chef can't do it.
And you're bringing some
No,
yam.
you definitely can't have two chefs.
You're bringing some yam bag.
Right. Or two front house
numbers.
Right. You can't have two front of house and then just, the back will figure it out. Joe
No
here,
way.
he's going to show up.
You need a leader in the back of the house.
Yep.
You need a leader in the front, no
Yep.
matter what your idea for your
Yeah,
restaurant
and
is.
we did day after day after day after day. I was on the grill. He was behind the bar.
Yep. Yeah, we worked
yelled
the
at
business
each other.
for years.
Typical, back and forth.
Yep.
Yelled at each other. I'd say something stupid. He'd be like, "What, dude? You can't talk to me that way." And
Oh yeah, it
I
was
was
good.
like, "Yeah, maybe I can't." You're
Not
right.
too much of that. Not too much of that.
Oh God,
And we
the
help
first
each other
couple
grow. We
years
listen
was
to each
really
other.
tough.
We listen to each other, help each other grow.
You have to learn how you guys.
I had to learn a lot.
He had to
You have
learn.
to learn
He
how you
was a
guys
very
run the places,
right.
right? Not run the place, but you have to learn how each other work
Right.
and put your vision in the place, right?
And and what's even crazier, right? No money. What when I bought in, that was everything I had. We've not missed a payroll in 13 years.
Good for you guys.
Those first couple payrolls.
Well, we held back our pay
this
to
couldn't
pay
pay,
our
yeah.
team.
Yep.
We definitely skipped our
Oh my God,
paychecks.
yeah.
Hey, babe, I think we got to skip our paychecks this week.
What a
In a
nightmare.
March and stuff.
I bet.
and even through COVID, we paid our team through COVID. We never stopped.
Yeah,
and I'm proud of that.
Eric definitely helped me learn how to conduct myself as like a human.
As an executive chef.
Yeah, as an executive chef.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like one of those wild beasts. Like
Yeah,
just
really rough.
I worked with a lot of wild beasts. in the
He was
kitchen
a
before.
wild beast.
I mean, I still do, but I used to say whatever the fuck I wanted to say
Yeah, a
to
lot of
people.
servers crying. Back
A lot
house
of
team would
crying
cry. I mean,
servers,
he would,
crying managers.
Would I have thrown that juice sauce at you if I worked with you? If I was a server?
Thrown
no, 'cause
something
he-
at me?
Yeah.
No, he probably would have
No.
killed you.
No, he would not have.
He ran with such
You?
fear.
You mean you particularly?
Yeah.
You would.
Maybe you would. I don't know. You have a bit of carry a bit of like.
We would have got into
Don't
it.
fuck with
I
me.
used to fight with the chefs back in the day. I also grew too. I used to like, in all seriousness, I used to like think like if the chef fucked up my food, it wasn't on purpose.
Right.
I took it as a personal. It's like, you're fucking my tip over. Like, what's the matter with you? Stop fucking around. Did you really need those 2 cigarettes before you made my fucking table?
Oh, I
Like 10
chase-
minutes late?
I definitely chase people out of my
I
kitchen.
would leave the kitchen and come back.
That's
Hey
wild.
pal, what's going on? Is that ready yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
right.
wouldn't have made it too far
I would have got into
with
it.
Uncle Lyman.
Yeah, there was a couple, like one particular guy, fired back at me. He was on the line. I was like managing that night or whatever.
Did you become friends?
No,
Oh.
he's just no.
Goes 2 ways sometimes.
No, and it ended up with like, oh well, we can take this right out into the parking lot.
See, I'm not going to go that far.
I said, I'm right behind you, bud. Let's go. And he was like, I don't know if I really meant that.
The ones that say that usually don't mean
That's
it.
right.
Yeah, I think he said, well, we can finish this conversation out in the parking lot. I said, I'm
All
right
right.
behind you.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Get some air.
Yeah,
But now-
he didn't like that. I was like ready. I was ready.
But it's so fun to show that growth. So right now we're working.
And then, side note,
Yep.
the person that when we had to fire him cried like a fucking baby.
Bitches usually do.
it was
bald.
I've
Only
never
time- bald,
and I've fired
a grown ass
in my
man,
lifetime an unbelievable amount of people, corporate, years, right? Manhattan.
sobbing.
I've never experienced. I sat with him. He, buddy,
Eric was like, and I watched through the window.
bald.
I mean, like actual tears
I always forget that.
like shaking.
Oh,
and Eric's
couldn't-
like, "You good, bro?
Dude, you okay, man? You want a hug?
right?
You're still termed, but you want a fucking hug,
Yeah.
bro?
I don't know.
What was I saying? Oh, but
my
now,
God.
now, talk about real full circle. We're actually consulting for a local restaurant, one of the largest grocery restaurants in privately owned restaurant in the Poconos. And we're consulting for them. And that's where I think I see the largest growth because it's our first opportunity to do it. And now when you're going in and like all the mistakes I've made for 25 years, I can now look past them and say, hey, I did this. I made the mistake.
We get to showcase our talents. It's nice.
which is fun. It's cool.
That's great. That's how
and get paid a bunch.
Yeah, that's fun too.
it's nice. It's no more worried about those payroll, right?
Right.
great.
Jesus.
It's kind of like jujitsu as an instructor. I made a lot of mistakes. I even got to a point, and maybe you guys could relate a little bit, where your ego gets in the way a little bit.
Sure.
And you're afraid to make a mistake. So you're afraid to try a new dish. You're afraid to try a new marketing scheme for the bar or for the dining room. You're like, no. I know this worked. Not works anymore. I know it worked. So when my roadblock between my blue belt and my purple belt was I could perform hundreds of jiu-jitsu moves. I could teach them too, but I wasn't actively training using them. Actually got to the point where my teacher, my instructor, Tyler, and my boss, and my best friend, all rolled up in one, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
He told me about 6 months ago, he looked at me and he goes, if you think you're just gonna walk into your purple belt, you have another thing coming. I go, what do you mean? He goes, you know how we are here. I go, you're held to a higher standard. You're going to be an instructor. You don't get people purple belts to begin with unless they really super earn it, but you're at a different level. You're one of us. The other owners told me that too. Is like, you need to, basically what was going on was I will let people under belts get an upper advantage of me in jiu-jitsu when we're rolling. And sometimes I couldn't fight back because they started so far ahead. Well, the problem with that was they're looking down at me and like not understanding that the reason they got me is because of that in the beginning. They just look at, I've been here for 6 months. I'm fucking Brian up. And Tyler was seeing that. I wasn't seeing that. But once he brought it to my attention, pretty much called me not without saying it, he goes, you gotta stop rolling like a pussy and get some respect. That changed the whole game for me. So I kind of got my payback on everybody in the gym, safely. But now I got my purple belt last month, and I'm an official instructor now. But it was sometimes you hear things from people at the right time. I asked him, why didn't you tell me this a while ago? He goes, you weren't ready to hear it.
Right, and I think that
you guys experienced that?
Right, when we go in on the consulting side, it's pretty simple. Why is this? Why do you do that? Well, we've always done that. That's how we do it. That's how we've always done it. I'm like, is that the beginning of the conversation or the end of the conversation? Should we change that because that's the wrong way? Right. Or are you just going to always say and never grow? You can't do it like you've always done it.
Those are things you could unlearn.
That's right.
People say, I've been like this my whole life. No, you haven't.
Right.
Somewhere along your life, you learned
that's right.
that behavior. So you weren't always like that. At one point, you became that. It became a habit. It became a new behavior you learned, and you can unlearn that. In my case, I had to learn how to stop doing drugs every fucking day.
There you go.
If you think about that, how scary that was. And I battled it. I fought through it. And it'll be 10 years in a couple of weeks, next week, which is amazing to me. You know what I mean? There was the treatment. I was on treatment court. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
No.
So Lackawanna County Treatment Court, it was a chance for me to be on probation, but get my record expunged and my charges dismissed. But I give up all my rights to Judge Barace. So if I fuck up, I go to jail.
Oh, wow.
But all I'll do was just listen to them, follow the recipe for what they had in store for me, and I got myself out of trouble. But it helped me build my life back up, being watched. And now I got out of that years ago.
Right.
My record expunged, all that kind of stuff. But it gave me a second chance to be here today. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just need a second chance. Sometimes we just need to hear.
Yeah, I grew up. My father was
change those behaviors.
Yeah, my father was a recovering alcoholic. He got sober in March of 1983, and I was born July. So I never saw my dad drink.
It's amazing.
And his whole entire career was in alcohol. Mm-hmm. He was one of the heads of Yingling Lager. Wow. All the new brands after like the OG Chesterfield and all that shit.
Yeah,
he never drank it, but he could sell it. Like ice to an Eskimo. So I never saw.
That's good that he was able to stay sober and still working.
Oh yeah,
that was one of my concerns going back to the casino industry.
Right. He said the easiest thing ever is work. Just watch what it does to people.
Yeah, it's the truth.
And you'll stay away.
It's the truth. I just know what it did to me, and I never want to go back there.
Hell no.
So I have a couple closing questions, but I want to ask you guys about. I watched a new production you guys did, Chefs of the Poconos.
Oh yeah.
What's the plans? What's your plans for that?
So that's super exciting.
Please talk about that, please. It's really
They came. Well, they
Production
came. To
was
us. I'm just
fantastic.
waiting. I'm just waiting for Food Network to be like, hey, Chef
yeah,
Lyman.
me too.
So
Me too. We do it together.
there you go. Perfect.
So the big piece is we're characters, right? Lyman and I have created really a character. We love life. We love helping people. We love helping local businesses. And like I said, I love theater and kind of, I've like brushed off on Lyman, like he's theatrical, right? We love this, what we're doing. So Pocono Television Network, or of the Pocono Mountain Visitors Bureau.
Okay.
We've done so much stuff with them because we are, hey, oh man, we really need, it's 2:00 in the afternoon. We need to do a taping of a show at 2 a.m. Hey, Eric and Lyman, will you guys do a show?
We're the go-to people.
We're like so they wanted to launch this incredible new vision from one of their producers, which was exactly like the Netflix show. Mm-hmm. And they called us and said, hey, can you be the one to launch this? Because you have to have a personality, right? You know, we do this Chop Live thing we used to do on Thursdays. We go to places and people, it's unbelievable to me, but some owners are like this.
Oh yeah. People won't come on here because they know it's videotaped.
Yeah,
it's it's not live.
Whoa! This is videotaped.
This is videotaped? Do I have to? Should I put clothes on?
Get out of here.
No idea.
Hey, put my pants back on.
No. Don't have to. We're rated R.
Is there?
That's
Is there a camera under the table too?
There's a camera. That's the Brian special right
There
there.
you go. You need a really wide lens.
You need a zoom lens for Eric.
Anyway, so I think that's what it was. But when I tell you it exceeded, dude, we've done a lot of stuff, right? You do it. Oh, that's really cool, man. That looked really cool. My wife called me the next day. We were at a conference, and she said, "Dude, that may be one of the best things I've ever fucking seen." And you really shined. You were great.
It was really good.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it was really.
It
was really good.
Don't get too big of a fucking head.
Yeah, relax over there.
Buddy,
take it easy.
Dude, he's fucking floating off his seat.
Put that down.
Yeah.
So the idea for that show is they're going to highlight.
Yeah, I think every quarter they want to do every quarter.
Yeah, well, it's a monthly publication. They're
but they're only
Pocono Mountains magazine
is once a month. Yeah, it plays on TV.
But they have like the next couple places lined up.
Yeah, they're on
Kalahari.
More chefs. Yeah, they want to highlight chefs of the Poconos.
Yeah. Kalahari's an insane place. I never enjoyed the water park. I never stayed there, but we used to have jiu-jitsu tournaments there one year. There's this
unbelievable.
The conference. The conference center was like a football field.
It's
absolutely crazy.
Unbelievable and an incredible
Crazy facility.
manager there.
Yeah, we're good buddies with the general manager of the whole facility. Cool dude.
Want to go there? I want to stay one night, but I don't know if I could afford it.
Yeah, it's
crazy
expensive.
prices.
You better work on your handies, bud. That's good.
Is that all it takes?
That's
plenty
all it
of time to save up. Well, at the going rate now, 750. You only need to do about 100 of them.
You'll be fine.
And you'll be all set.
I won't
for one night.
I won't have enough energy to swim.
You got to look for deals.
Well, just one-handed. You just have to swim with one arm.
They take too long, though. They take
swim
too
with
long.
one
No,
arm.
you got to go. You find a deal. You can
You have
find
to
a
swim
deal.
with your
A hand
left
is
arm.
going to be like a minute to 10 minutes.
It's like a half freestyle.
God.
A half freestyle.
Dude,
The
we
other
do a
arm-
lot of
Dude, is my
swimming.
son going to come across this fucking
other
video?
arm's like in a
Be
sling.
like, dude, Dad, what are
No,
you doing?
Our sons, I think.
Oh, God.
Probably think a lot of it's
So we already
hilarious.
talked about the Eagles being better than the Patriots. Right?
Oh, is that who you're on this?
You can ask him about his
motherfucker?
golf
Oh, no,
game
we're
too.
gonna-
Ask him how terrible he is at golf.
God, I'm having a tough year.
Who's
Oh,
a
I'm
better
going to
golfer?
He is.
tell you
Way
this. This is one of the best golf stories ever. Okay, I've been playing golf since I was 8. My pap, my Lyman, got me out on the golf course at 8. I started playing decent golf probably in like my mid-20s. Got a little better. I'm a decent golfer, right? I can shoot very well, or I can shoot very poorly. I carry like a 14 handicap. Anyway, how old are you? 41.
Mm-hmm.
So 11 years
ago.
ago, right? His wife, Christina, who I love dearly, we're all a great group. She was a little more particular about his golf habit early on in our relationship. You know, she wasn't always into like, oh, just run off and play golf, right?
She is now, but
Yeah, she's.
we trained her. I trained her.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yikes.
Anyway, she calls
Kidding,
me.
honey.
She calls me. Yeah, right. She knows better than that.
She does.
She calls me. She's like, "Hey, it's Eric's birthday is on Monday. I want to do a party for him on Sunday. It's a surprise 30th birthday. I'd like for you to come pick him up 9 a.m. for golf. While you guys are out golfing, we're going to set up a party down at the pool. We're going to have a great surprise party for him." So I show up at 8:30 at his house on a Sunday morning. Hey, dude.
Hey, dude. What's up?
I was like, hey, man, let's go. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm dressed in my golf gear. He's like, what are you doing here, dude? He's in boxers and t-shirt. I'm like, go get dressed, buddy. We're going to golf. He's like, dude, I can't just go golfing, bro. Like the fear in his eyes set in. he's like, babe, Lyman's here for golf. She's like, yeah, go have fun. He's like, what kind of setup is this, bro? I'm about to get like murdered or something, right? So I'm like, no, dude, it's all legit. We set it up for your birthday party, dude. Or not for your birthday. It's for your birthday. It's a birthday present for you, right? Part of, a surprise. I'm going to pick you up and here we go. He's like, all right, man. All right. Let me get ready. So he comes back out just beaming, right? Beaming. This is going to be the greatest golf round ever. We're now, I don't know how long we've known each other in, like 4 years at this point. We've probably played a handful of golf matches. I beat him every time, right? Well, probably be a year, 2 seasons of golf together. He said, this is it, dude. I'm going to kick your ass today on the golf course. I can't fucking wait. It's my 30th birthday. My wife gave me the green light. I went out and shot the best round of golf. I shot a 75 that day. I was 3 over par and just smoked him. Like literally my best round of golf in my life.
Going into 16, you were even. So I'm going to watch you scrat.
Going into 18, I was
1
under going in.
Dude,
going into the 17th hole, I was 1 under. I triple bogeyed 17.
So by then, I'm just starting to drink. Like I'm fucking done. This guy's. I'm like,
what?
It's cool to watch. You watch that shit on TV, not dude next to you.
On a really nice golf
your score?
I'll probably stop taking it.
94, 96.
94 over?
No.
Yeah.
Plus no, I'm like an 18 handicap. So I've gotten better, but
back then you probably couldn't even carry a handicap.
No.
About 30.
It's fucking brutal.
My golfing career ended 7 months ago when I broke a ligament in my wrist.
Oh.
And the only way I could fix it is by getting pins in it.
Oh.
So I got range of motion. I pushed it in, right? But
No
after a
rotation.
little while, like I've been sick for a while. So I haven't trained jiu-jitsu in like 5 days. So my hand feels pretty good.
So this is probably my best chance then, huh?
Oh no, I'm fresh, baby.
Okay.
I'm going to train tonight. It's going to be hurting tomorrow. But I can literally push it back in. It clicks and the pain goes away.
God.
But I can't swim a golf club.
So we're back to 650.
650.
650. That's it. You just got a discounted rate.
I can't imagine what my score would be with that. Oh shit! I didn't talk about coming up to your place.
Oh, that's right.
Well, I have to text my boss in a second. Right. Anyways, me and my girl, we came up to the Frogtown Chophouse, and beautiful drive on Saturday afternoon, evening, driving up to Pocono. It was really nice. I live in Kingston, so we went up the 115, I think it was, and took the highway right there and came around the mountains in there. It was beautiful. We pulled up to it. I'm like, wow, this looks really nice. Parked in the back, and I go, we have to go out the front to do my microphone. He goes, we'll go park in the front. I'm like, okay. So I moved the car out to the front, across the street. We came out. The amount of people who walked out while I was doing my little thing on the microphone, we had to keep on restarting. I'm saying the wrong name of the place. Cars are driving by.
Calling them Lyman.
That stayed in. I got to the point where it doesn't bother me anymore. I just have to restart and keep doing it over and over. So we did that.
It was a very active night there.
Yeah, then we sat down at the bar. It was really nice. The only mistake I made was not sitting closer to the TV so she could watch basketball. She was watching from afar. You know what I mean? She was a sports on the TV. I'm horrible. I'm like, oh, it's fine. So we're sitting there, we're bullshitting. She got the burger, which was, that flavor of that burger was outstanding. Crazy, right? Yeah, it was. I bit into it. I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's sick.
Local butcher around the corner. Jimmy the butcher.
Seasonings in there was just, that was top notch. Yep. And I'm looking at the menu. I was like, I can get a steak. But I saw the duck. And I'm like, I've had duck once in my life.
On the
and
menu
it was
since
delicious.
Day one.
I'm like, crispy. I go, I bet this thing is just absolutely incredible. So I had to order it up. It was, I got that and a baked potato. I got a Caesar salad. And it was the food and the service, the atmosphere.
Awesome.
Was amazing. Dining room looked amazing. Much. Yeah, you guys walked in. Your hosts were really nice right off the bat. Everyone was very polite. The atmosphere.
Perfect.
Mandy was bartending, probably Mandy.
Yeah, I think that was her name. Yep. Very quiet, a little quiet at first, and then she started chit chatting more. Nice. Once I started chit chatting, nice. I start going. You know what I mean? But all around, it's a great atmosphere.
Thank you so much.
I'll definitely be back. Definitely bring some of my.
Look forward to it.
Bring some of my.
And would like to. Yeah, I'd love to be able to sit down with you. And
it'd be great.
Do our little fun show and bring out what he wants you to eat, and it's fun to eat with him.
That sounds really good. That'd be something we could set up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. I got a couple questions for each.
You better bring Brian and Frankie with you.
Yeah,
there you go.
Absolutely. I was waiting for Frank to bring me the chef. Was it Chef Von Braun? from Scranton.
Chef Ron Brown.
Saying that right?
Chef Vaughn and his mom.
Chef Vaughn and his mom.
There you go. All right.
So they're coming on the show in a few. I haven't been
Nice.
to eat yet. But we're talking about Frank bringing everyone to eat there. The next day, they were there.
Nah.
I wasn't there. Brian, were you?
I was.
That's why he's being quiet over there.
All right, what are these,
Oh,
are these,
boy.
are these
Oh,
questions
boy.
going to stump me?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll ask
They're
you
home
first,
runs?
Eric.
Oh, boy.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, his, the seafood imperial.
Seafood Imperial?
It's the greatest dish of all time.
What kind of food are you going to eat 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? The only food you could eat.
Oh, you know what I love?
I don't.
I love a fresh salad with bacon bits and Thousand Island dressing. Fresh cherry tomatoes, onions,
iceberg,
cucumbers,
right? Like
iceberg.
Iceberg
crispy
lettuce is really,
iceberg?
I like iceberg lettuce in a salad.
That gets me.
Yeah, and Thousand
right?
Island. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Iceberg mixed
maybe
with
some
romaine
crust, and maybe
lettuce.
Do
some
that.
crusty bread on the side.
That sounds good. Perfect. That sounds good.
Yep.
You're on death row. What's your last meal?
Coffee, ice cream, and a waffle cone because I can't eat it.
That was real fucking fast.
Oh, it's my dream. My dream.
What if you don't have enough time between that and execution?
Well, I think by that time I don't care if I shit my pants.
Fair.
Right?
Oh no, that's
I'm
it.
going out-
on the way out.
yeah, a Miller Lite without a doubt.
Yeah, buddy, that's not scheduled till tomorrow. Oh,
Dude, I can see. Dude, I can see it right now.
I forgot.
A Miller Lite in a 24-ounce can, coffee, ice cream with a waffle cone, and a fucking a massive lip, big fat dipwad. Oh, buddy. Yeah, I promised my dad I wouldn't do it when I put him in the ground.
People love the zins.
Nah, I want the fucking real
I don't
shit.
blame you there.
Picking it out of your teeth.
Oh, I love it.
Chef, your turn. What's your favorite food?
I love like breakfast. I do love breakfast. You know, omelets and
Pinpoint it though. What's your? It's got to be in the full item.
okay. It's such a challenging question because I love
I know
I
what
stumped
it is.
somebody.
food.
It's Chef Nicholas.
No, that's my death row.
Oh, heard.
And I have my 24/7. My favorite food, like I love like chicken parm over pasta.
What kind of pasta? Spaghetti or penne?
No, angel hair.
Oh, fuck angel hair.
I love getting like tons of it on the like you can get like a
Glob on the spoon.
massive quantity in one bite.
Angel hair is ridiculous.
All right,
Real
sorry,
fast. Hold
sorry,
on.
I'm sorry.
Quick. That's okay. Apology accepted. Quick detour. I was at a restaurant in Scranton once. I'm not going to say the name. On the menu, it says famous spaghetti. Keyword is spaghetti and meatballs. I'm like, that sounds great. We're getting a bunch of appetizers. I get spaghetti and meatballs. Italian restaurant, spaghetti and meatballs. That's where it's at. Puts the plate down. Angel hair and meatballs. I go, excuse me, I ordered spaghetti and meatballs. She goes, I don't know why the menu says that. We don't have spaghetti in-house.
Oh.
That's why I hate angel. I don't like angel hair. It's not. I'll eat it. You put it in front of me. It's cooked right, too.
Yeah,
But
1
don't-
second.
Don't advertise spaghetti and meatballs and give me fucking
you
angel
fucking-
hair. Get the fuck out of here with that.
No,
Sorry.
I just like that you can pile a ton of it into one bite.
Like this.
Yeah, my 24/7 is pizza.
Pizza. Fuck yeah.
It could just be straight up, or it could be like a mushroom pizza. It could be like a basic. It can just be plain pizza over and over and over.
Sounds good to me.
My death row last meal is Chef Nicola's egg yolk raviolo with a brown butter, sage, and truffle.
That sounds good.
And that's it. I mean, your breath smells like truffle for the next
Time-
3 days.
then it's time
but
to
who
die.
the fuck cares, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And a Jack and
And
Diet.
just chug a bottle of Jack on the way out. And I'd probably smoke cigarettes too. Because every once in a while, boy, do I still like. I
You could
smelled
be-
one the other day. I was like, wow, that smells so good. I
Every-
know what it does. I know what it. I hate
Every
it.
once in a while, I want a little menthol. Every once in a while.
dude.
You know? Guys, it was a pleasure
what
you
a-
guys
what a
coming
blast,
down.
man.
Yeah, I had a really good time. You guys have a good time?
I had a great
Yeah,
time.
it was a fun time. It's hard to please the chefs, man. I get it.
Don't worry,
man.
I'll leave a review.
I'll be posting stuff from the restaurant
Love
the
it.
week that our episode releases.
Perfect.
So
Sounds good.
Just
man.
make sure
Maybe
my
I'll come up there one more
wife and
time
kids
before I
don't
do.
watch it, right?
Yeah.
Or my mom.
we can bleep anything. We bleep anything you want out.
No, let it all
Not the hand
ride.
job
Let
stuff.
it all,
though. We're not
let it all
bleeping
ride, baby.
We can't
There's
bleep the
too
hand job.
many.
The hand job stuff. There'll be beeps every episode.
Oh, God.
Guys, it was a pleasure
Great
you guys
time,
coming
man.
on the
Appreciate
food
it.
fight. I appreciate you coming down from the Poconos. You guys probably have service tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What time you guys open? 4 o'clock?
4?
Yeah, 4 to 9.
Yep.
Who's going to be cooking? You guys got to get there in time?
No, the
Not
team.
me.
The
No,
team.
I
Oh,
got
the
a
team?
chef. Yeah, we got
Nice,
a really good
nice,
chef
nice.
now.
Yep.
I got to go down to work and do some numbers and get the kids ready. But again, I appreciate you guys coming out. I want to thank all of my listeners, all of my sponsors as well who keep the show going every day. Go check out these guys at the Frogtown Chophouse in Cresco, Pennsylvania, up in the up in the Pocono Mountains. Beautiful drive, beautiful atmosphere on that beautiful country road. That's a good night right there.
Love it.
It's a good night.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
I'm Brian DiMattei. We're in the Virgin Works Arena here in Wilkes-Barre. Food fight. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.